Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to A Podcast Will Save This Relationship.
I'm Sarah, she, her, and I am not the Winter Soldier,
And
Bucky Barnes.
I'm Joshua Chinland, he, him, and welcome to the show.
Welcome.
This is all a reference to a Patreon exclusive we recorded, and I'm not joking here, 5 hours ago. This has been going on for 5 hours. On today's podcast,
there are little bits here and there. I didn't do it for 5 hours because I'm not a fucking hack.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I'm
being disingenuous. I'm not being charitable. You're right. Sorry.
Correct.
To be charitable, on today's episode, we did talk about...
I talked about fake crochet patterns because I had to go poop, and then I came back, and I had been on TikTok.
And that's what you saw on TikTok, and you were like, gotta tell everybody about this.
This is crazy. Look at this.
Then we talked about...
I talked about Tar for a long time because I apparently hate that movie really bad.
Yeah.
I didn't know until I started talking about it.
But that was part of our Conclave discussion.
Yes.
So we discussed Tar and
we
Conclave.
Talked about how we killed the Pope. We did it.
Exactly.
And we're sorry.
Yeah.
We're sorry that we did that.
watched the movie the day the Pope died. Whoops.
Yeah.
An hour before the Pope died, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all down. Timestamps are down in the description because we also did our Reddit stories as usual.
Yeah, and they were good.
They were good stories. So yeah, don't forget
to silly billies.
Some silly ones, yeah.
Yeah.
So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the gosh darn bell, rate us on 5 stars on Apple and Spotify podcasts.
Let's go.
And check us out on Spotify if you want to watch video as well as hear it. It helps out a lot. We have all of our links down in the description. That includes our mutual aid links, our ways to support, which includes the Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee, or also our emails down there because people have been asking for our email.
Yeah.
And everything's just there ready for you. So check out the link tree, check out the timestamps, and just enjoy this episode, you know?
Good. Enjoy it. It's good, I think.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Or whatever day you're listening to this.
Yeah.
But yeah, enjoy the show. All right, hell yeah.
All right, bro.
How you doing, Sarah?
Oh, I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, too, yeah.
Yeah.
You ran in here.
I said, I got a topic.
I got a topic, and I'm very excited for it.
I didn't say that.
You just said that you said that, though, so I don't...
Well, you can't put... That's putting words in my mouth.
All right, sorry, yeah.
I didn't say I was excited for it. I'm excited to get this show fucking over with, is what...
Couldn't be bothered.
We got a busy week, Joshua.
I know. We got to record more tomorrow, and then I got to stream on Tuesday. Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay, all right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, okay, we're busy. Yeah, all right. Sorry, fuck.
All
right.
Okay, anyway, did you know the fast fashion, quote unquote? I don't know if it's fast fashion. I assume it is, but it's an assumption. You know what they say about that. Ass.
It's bad. But yeah, okay, fast fashion.
So fashion. Apparently, there's a bunch of Hobby Lobby. How about this? Hobby Lobby.
Okay.
Hobby Lobby. They have these flowers for Easter, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they always have fake flowers or whatever.
Yeah.
They have flowers that look like they're crocheted.
Oh, okay.
Crocheted flowers, which is something as a trend I've been seeing a lot on my TikTok because I'm into the crochet and everything.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. That's whoa. Crocheted flowers? Whoa.
Yeah, no, it's wacky. Yeah, those two things shouldn't be together. Yeah.
At a box store? What? What? Because machines can't crochet.
Oh, so that means someone's...
So have they figured it out?
Like how to make a machine do it?
Ooh, that's a big fucking deal. Because a lot of people are crocheters and they make things handmade.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big deal for the crocheting hobby economy.
Yeah.
Right? No. They're fucking lying.
Oh, really?
It's so, okay, I don't know what it is exactly, but I've seen it and it definitely doesn't look like crochet up close. Like you've seen my crochet where it's like different types of stitches and stuff.
Yeah.
It just looks like a bunch of chain stitches. Looped back on each other. So it's like knit. Like people think that they think that it's done on a sewing machine or some sort of machine.
Yeah.
That is making just a bunch of like knit stitches and looping it back to make it look like it's in the shape of crochet.
Oh.
Which is crazy because like the garments don't look bad.
But so why would you lie about it being crochet?
And I'm assuming, I just saw this, so if people know about it more in the comments. Talk about it. Because I'm interested in what the fuck is going on. Because I thought it was like when you get a t-shirt that has like abs on it.
Yeah.
And you wear that to the beach so that the ladies think you have abs.
Yeah. That's the desired outcome, and that 100% happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like you have a fancy event and you wear a t-shirt that has like a suit
to
pattern.
Make them seem like, you actually have a suit when in reality you're just wearing a t-shirt. Yeah.
When people were saying fake crochet, that's what I thought. It was like a shirt that's the pattern is like a photo of crochet.
Yeah.
That's what I thought people were doing. I was like, that's tacky and dumb.
Yeah.
Right? Duh. But even then, it's like, it's tacky in kind of like a fun way.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wouldn't be mad at someone that did that. I don't know why people are mad
just
at
like,
fake crochet.
Like printing like full-on graphic tee of like the chains that are made.
Because I didn't see the result first thing. I saw people being like, the fake crochet is on the shelves at this place. I can't believe it. Hobby Lobby fake crochet. And I was like, what does that mean though? Fake crochet. What does that mean?
Yeah.
So I look it up and I'm looking at it and I'm like, because it's crazy to look at it because it's like from far away, it looks like crochet.
Oh, but if you look at it up close,
you're like, wait, what the fuck is
this
that?
Doesn't look right. Yeah.
It's like it looks like like they crocheted something or like you knit something and then you went over it, you painted colored dye in stripes over it instead of just knitting different colored yarn through it. So it just looks kind of shittily made. But also it's trying to be crochet. And I'm like, why the fuck? The thing I don't get is, why don't they just call it like a knit pattern?
Yeah.
And I think it's because we've known that machines can knit things for a while now.
Yeah.
So...
so if you call it crochet, do you think they can charge more, making it seem like an actual person made it as opposed to...
But the issue is that all these things are really cheap. They're cheap crochet items. Cheap for, I assume, crochet. But more expensive than if you just got a knit item.
Yeah.
But the wildest thing to me is if you just called this a knit pattern and you made it a little bit more, like $1 or $2 more than what you would charge if it was just a purely like the same knit stitch the entire time.
Yeah.
I think it would be revolutionary in the knitting culture.
So are you like...
Because the designs are cool.
Yeah.
Because they're mimicking crochet designs. But I guess they're like, I'm sure knitting people might be like, no, that's tacky. But what's wild to me is you think crochet people or people that want crochet
are
just going to be dumb enough to buy this crap?
Yeah, that's...
Which is just crazy to me.
Yeah.
When you could just like knit it yourself. And the reason I wanted to talk about this was I saw a comment that was like, oh yeah, just knit it yourself. Just spend $40 on yarn and 180 hours of your time making this shirt. And I'm like, what else do you have to do?
Yeah.
What else are you going to do?
Sarah, why
You're going to the club?
Yeah, sure.
You're going to the club for those 180 hours? But you really need to be doing that in a crocheted t-shirt?
It's so hard to make music. That's why I go to the AI generated.
What do you do? What else do you have to do? Why are you speed running life? What are you gonna do at the end of do you think you just get like at the end of your life if God is like, wow, you really didn't waste any time doing things that would have made you happy. You lived a truly miserable existence filled with nothing.
Yeah.
Now I guess you get 60 blowjobs. What do you get? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean 180 hours of my life?
Fun facts for every...
And then you get a sweater that you can wear for the rest of your life. What do you mean?
As long as you maintain it properly,
small price to pay.
Yeah. I will say, dude, God's plan is actually like for every tree you destroyed by AI generating big titty AI babes.
You get a real big titty AI babe.
Yeah, exactly. That's
in heaven.
Yeah.
In AI heaven.
If you pollute 1,000 gallons of water and kill 20 trees.
What are you doing, man? I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck? So stupid.
That's stupid as hell, man. We really are as a society just like, fuck it. Just do the...
Cover me in plastic crap.
Please and thank you.
And bury me in the plastic ocean. where I can live with the plastic fishes, fam. This is so dumb.
That's so dumb, genuinely.
It's really dumb.
What am I going to do, waste 180 hours doing a hobby?
Well, and so I was watching fucking hours and hours and hours. Not hours. I literally it was 20 minutes in there.
Yeah.
But videos, a lot of videos on TikTok about this. And people were like, I saw this in a boutique store in New York for $480.
Wow, they're really trying to undercut.
And then they shared the patterns that you could make by yourself at home.
Yeah.
To make the same thing. Like almost the exact same thing. You just change out the colors, right?
Yeah.
And it was like $10.
Yeah, I figured as much. Yeah.
It was like $10 to buy
That's
the
a pretty
pattern.
high. Yeah.
And what's crazy too is usually if you see something, there are people that never buy patterns. They just look at a photo and they're like, "Oh, I know what that is," and then they just make it. You don't even need to buy the pattern. You should. I personally believe you should, but some people don't. So even if you're like, I'm crochet and I'm poor,
Like you can still at least like
you can
kind of get an idea
learn
of what
to
you need
look
to
at
do.
stuff and just do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is really weird. It's really strange to me. And I'm like, listen, I think people should be able to have clothes that are cheap. I just think also, I don't know, especially crochet, where it's like, if someone's hand crocheting these things, which they're not, obviously, but if they were,
Yeah.
these clothes would cost thousands of dollars.
100%.
It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
That is
Yeah.
pretty wild. That's wild, man.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus.
Anyway, do you want to see what they look like?
Yeah, let me see what it looked like. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty.
But I would buy that if that was just knit.
Yeah, if you just like were honest about it.
Yeah.
Why do you have to be so? That's stupid.
I was like, whoa, it looks exactly like something I'm trying to crochet right now.
But then no.
But if it's knit, hell yeah. Actually, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'll get it. And then I'll crochet the thing that I was going to make anyway.
that's wild.
I would be in a position where I'm consuming more if that was just a knit item.
Yeah. Do you want me to be a consumer's tour or not? Like,
Yeah.
Do you want?
I'd be like, oh, what is that? And then the crazy thing is they probably wouldn't have it in my size. So I would probably have to make it anyway.
Yeah.
Which is silly. But there's another one that was really bad. That's the boutique one.
Because it's like, that's the boutique
That's
one?
the boutique one is $480.
Jesus Christ. And it looks just like,
It's like shit.
it looks like shit, dude.
Yeah, it looks really bad.
I'm glad we're learning now that we finally learned as a society that like,
And these are the flowers at Hobby Lobby.
all right, yeah. Oh yeah, that's not just.
Which I'm gonna be honest, I don't even really like the regular crocheted flowers. The looks of them.
These really
because it's not
aren't.
my aesthetic, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, but just say they're knit. That's
say
so
they're
dumb.
knit. It's not that.
Yeah. Do you think people know the word crochet more and they're using it as the buzzword to try and sell more people on it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think. Well, not that they know it more than knit. I think that people have assumed that knit means one thing and crochet means one thing, because it's also like all these things. It's not filet crochet. It's not Tunisian crochet. Not any of these other types of crochet. It's granny squares with what looks like it's a yarn that's made to look like acrylic yarn, which is like beginner crochet stuff. And I think it's trying to capitalize off of people that got into crochet during 2020. Because crochet got really popular when before it was kind of like a thing that, I mean, I'm going to say this and people are going to take it like I'm insulting you when literally I've been crocheting for forever and I don't think of it this way.
Yeah.
It's like a thing that grandmas did, but it's not.
It's not.
It's not, and it never has. It's always been a thing.
I mean, stereotypically, I get what you
Fiber
mean.
crafts,
Like,
fiber arts have always been a thing that women have done to just because.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And men too, but yeah.
No, yeah.
It's a feminist art. It's inherently political. Like you can find a lot in the crochet community, a lot of like political upheaval of people that are Trumpers turning around and being like, let's not make crochet political. And then people being like, no, all art is inherently political. That includes fiber art.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't believe in that. But yeah, it's because it's gotten more mainstream, because it's something that, and also as people get poorer, they're making their own clothes,
They have to, yeah.
their own pillows, their own blankets, their own fucking. People are learning how to make weighted blankets because they got fucking anxiety from the pandemic.
Yeah.
And they lost their jobs, so they can't buy a weighted fucking blanket from Amazon.
But you can get the
That
supplies
shit's
and just like
awesome.
spend some time on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, hell yeah,
That's
man.
cool as hell.
It is pretty cool. Nice, man.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah.
people, they want to, I guess big box companies want to capitalize on the trend.
Gotta get on it.
And I think that's really interesting that that's something that's going to happen, is that these companies are like...
Trying to...
I think we're going to see rich people kind of come away from this minimalistic style.
Oh, to go
they
for
have. A more homey, like pretending to be poor kind of aesthetic.
Okay.
You
I
know?
wonder.
Kind of like a resurgence of like hippies.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for just the rich.
Yeah. And then I think because of that, you're going to see a lot of gatekeeping in your local artisan crafts, which if you want to be cool then, and you know about this trend a-coming, don't complain about the gatekeeping. Get in on it.
Yeah.
Because they're not gatekeeping real crafters.
Yeah.
The crafters have class solidarity, and you're included.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
No motherfucker listening to this podcast, unless you're, for some reason, like, you're going to inherit Amazon tomorrow or something. Which is crazy that you're going to kill your dad. What the fuck? But, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you go, girl. Get it. But yeah, I don't know. Like, nobody listening to this is a part of the 1%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm willing to bet there's a couple.
That's crazy.
We have a large enough audience that I think we could do a poll of...
Someone's
like,
in the 1%?
I think one person is at least.
Do you have a person in mind?
No, I just remember... And I wonder if these people are just lying on their thing. I remember when we had a Chartable subscription. For some reason, one of the metrics you could track is how much income your audience makes.
Yeah.
It was not 0% for 100,000 up.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
not the 1%, baby. You really don't know how poor we are. A lot of people make that.
I don't believe that.
No, yeah, they do.
Where's my fucking paycheck, goddammit?
And it is kind of fucked up. But no, I'm talking about billionaires.
Okay, billionaires, no. I don't think a billionaire listens to this, yeah.
And I mean, like, everyone other than a literal billionaire, we should all have class solidarity and tell them that they're not allowed to crochet.
Yeah,
You're not allowed to have fun if you're a billionaire. And I don't think that's a controversial a controversial opinion.
Yeah, okay.
I don't care how much money you make if it's less than $1 billion. If you make over $1 billion, fuck you.
But if
you're canceled, stop listening to the show.
But if you're at 999 million and below,
gives to charity.
Yeah.
You need to give to charity to continue listening to the show. But if you make 1 fucking cent over, you're out of here. You're out of here.
Yeah.
Give all your money to charity. And then you can listen to the show and you can crochet and wear crocheted items.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of, let's talk about Conclave, the movie Conclave.
Okay, before we talk about Conclave.
Dude, the Pope fucking died and we did it.
Well, okay. Okay, no, because what day was
we killed the Pope.
What day did we watch the movie? Do you remember?
Sunday.
Was it Sunday night into Monday morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Sunday night we watched it at like 12, I think, like midnight basically. It ended around like 1 or 2.
And then we found out during that time that the Pope had died.
No, we woke up and the Pope had died earlier.
Yeah.
We went to sleep not knowing
that the Pope had that we had done a spell. That we had put out energy into the world that killed the Pope.
Yeah, it was a weird feeling having to explain that to everybody, like within an hour of us finishing the movie.
We didn't explain it to anybody.
I explained it to Twitch.
You explained it to Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't watch you on Twitch. Why am I supposed to know that?
But no, I was talking about it because I think it's weird to think that within an hour of that movie ending. The only reason we watched that movie too is because we didn't have internet. So like that was kind of a God's plan. Like,
well, we were gonna watch them. We said it last week.
We did, but it was like what is it? That was also like the only new thing we had to watch that I've had on my thing. So it was like, all right, we do it now.
Yeah,
I know we were gonna watch it eventually, but like for it to happen at that moment, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
like the not having internet forced us to watch that because we had downloaded it. Yeah,
so it was a weird experience of waking up, seeing that he fucking died, and then being like, oh,
oops,
we're gonna talk about this movie next week. I guess we have to mention also the real.
Who do you think the new pope is gonna be, bro?
I don't even have a list of people that it is.
Who do you think it's gonna be?
I think it's gonna be trying to think of a person. John Morgan. I think it's gonna be.
That would be so good.
I think they can. You can vote. Yeah, I'm assuming he's Catholic. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure he's an atheist. I don't know. He might actually believe in God. I don't remember.
I'm trying to think of a.
I don't want to get him out of the running. I would vote for him in the conclave.
Conan O'Brien. That's gonna be the. Is he Catholic? He was raised Catholic, right?
He was raised, but I don't think.
I think that should be enough. I think it should be enough for you to be able to be the messenger of God.
Because Pete Holmes had a podcast where he would talk to people about. Well, it was called "You Made It Weird" with Pete Holmes, and it was just like an interview podcast where he'd interview all his comedy friends.
Yeah.
But in it, he would always ask them what their relationship with God was like. So I'm trying to remember, because I'm sure he talked to Conan at some point. But I'm trying to remember. Most comedians were like, no, fuck that. And then Pete Holmes had to do the awkward thing of being like, I do. And
kicks his feet on the fucking ground, yeah.
I love Pete Holmes, but I stopped listening, and this is just me, and I think this was me at the time when I was a teen.
Your angsty self, yeah.
Where he just said, like, because I was very much an atheist. I still am. I haven't changed at all. I think at times in my life I've gotten spiritual. I've gotten more into like paganism than anything else. But I don't do that anymore. But just because I'm like, I can't even pretend. I don't believe in shit. I can't deal with it, you know? But Pete Holmes was like, I tried being an atheist once, and it was terrifying. And after he said that, I was like, man, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't know why I had this feeling that was just like a shut your mouth.
Or you just like cringe and then turn it off.
Who cares? Like, just like, I'm so scared. I cried. And I was an atheist for like 10 minutes. And then I became a Christian again because I needed God. And it was a poignant moment about like, you know, really it was just more about like comfort than believing in something. It was like, it's scary being an atheist. And I was like, no, it's fucking not. It's fucking awesome. Everyone else has to do all this other crap. All this stupid crap. You're telling me I gotta light the smoke. I got to fucking light the... Oh, who's the guy? Who's the Pope guy?
Yeah, who's he gonna be? Yeah.
Yeah. People are trying to cancel the Pope, and then conservative Catholics had to turn around at J.D. Vance and be like, you're not higher than the Pope. I'm Catholic. The Pope could tell me to jump off a bridge and I would do it. What the fuck is wrong with you? But I don't have to jump off bridges because I'm a free fucking thinker, bitch. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's not hard to be an atheist. I just don't think that it is at all. And I think it's crazy to be like, oh, I'm scared. I'm alone. Yeah. Fucking yeah, dude. So is everyone. You are alone all the time. Like, and I think it's just, that's the inherent argument, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's just some people are Christians and they believe in a higher power and they're like, but no, I'm not alone. And I'm like, that's why you're fucking happy, you bitch.
So it's more of a jealousy thing.
See, and then they say that, and I'm like, why would I be jealous? I got to wake up at 6 a.m. every Sunday, put on a dress,
and go to the
because otherwise I'm gay. Otherwise, I'm gay if I don't wear a dress because of my gender. To go sit in front of a dead guy and be like, oh, thank God. Oh, I'm going to sin this week, but I'll come back. Forgive me again.
Yeah.
No, I don't got to do that. I'm fucking sleeping. I'm fucking sleeping and I'm having good fucking dreams, bro.
Hell yeah, that's good. Yeah. But anyway.
Okay, anyway, Conclave. The movie Conclave was really good.
Yeah, Conclave, it's refreshing to watch a good movie and remember why I liked movies in the first place.
Ralph Fiennes is, he's a delight to see.
Dude, he's such a sassy little guy in this fucking movie.
He's great.
I will say, I feel like, I watched the Harry Potter movies, whatever. I don't fucking remember them, and I know he's Voldemort in them. So I feel like
he's still great as Voldemort.
He still is, yeah. But I will say Voldemort, yeah.
Who am I?
But like, what I'm thinking is like, I feel like the most recent like introduction to Ralph Fiennes that I've had like outside of that was The Menu. Genuinely,
yeah, he was so good in The Menu too.
Yeah,
and in any Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was in a Grand Budapest. I know we watched that together.
Love that.
I will say, apparently, there's a version of The Odyssey that he's in. I think.
Is it the recent one?
No, not the one that's being made right now.
Oh, okay.
There's another one probably, but I'm assuming people are watching it because Ralph Fiennes is in it.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, but I fucking love this movie.
Yeah, it was great.
It's just a good, just like
Stanley
people
Tucci's
talking.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude, Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow is in it.
Yeah, he's great.
He's
really good.
I enjoy movies that are. And we need more movies like this that are just well-written people talking about each other and then things are revealed about people.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I don't know why, like, it just feels like, it feels weird watching a movie like this after what I feel like is years of very few of these types of movies being made. But I wonder if that's just because I wasn't interested in movies that much, because...
I get what you're saying but I also get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get both of what you're saying. Because it's like, yes, I think people immediately are going to be like, what are you talking about? All movies are just people talking in rooms and walking away. You know? And it's like, especially if you watch a lot of the Oscar noms, a lot of it is that.
Yeah.
But I think what you're trying to say is it's to this caliber.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like this reminded the whole time I was like, please don't be another Tar, because I watched Tar because I like movies about music, especially about classical music.
Yeah, and orchestras and shit like that.
You know, and I was like, what the fuck is Tar about? And I like what's her face? Whoever played Tar, forgot her name, but she's great. You know,
Cate Blanchett.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I love her. She's great. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. And it's like, you know, it's a queer woman doing like a conducting and also being like sort of goes into like the kind of abusive power dynamics of being a conductor and stuff. And then I just kind of had this weird, it was like strangely anti-woke, but not really. It was like had this weird commentary on like young people that just felt so out of touch.
Okay.
And I think the people, and also as somebody that was in classical music at one point in my life, it didn't make any sense. Like classical music wise, it really didn't. Like a lot of what happened, and I have not played classical music at the level that Tar was talking about, but I have been in academic environments where they were making judgments on younger people trying to analyze music in a way, and I know people like that, and it felt like a out of nowhere mischaracterization. It's like you're watching a good movie and you're interested in it and you're interested to see where it goes, and then out of nowhere a stereotype shows up and you're like, what the fuck was that?
Like a Gen Zer with like a backwards baseball cap and like on their phone. Yeah, phone bad.
Well, yes. So literally that's yes. that's genuinely what happened. So in it there's a Tar is teaching like a conducting class or like a composition class, and you know, this kid is conducting something that he wrote, and it's quite off the wall kind of, which is not abnormal for like a compositional, especially like a master's level compositional shit. Yeah, because usually you want to stick out, and the way you stick out is just by throwing shit at the wall most of the time. And instead of writing like, but it makes sense because of the era that we're in. It's the 21st century music, so you're gonna be making like a Philip Glass-esque piece, but everyone does that, so it's like you can't really do that. Like actually having a command of melodic and like harmonic shit, you're gonna stick out in a basic way, but it's also kind of like a good way. And that's what I have family that have taught composition classes like this that have told me that's exactly what they look for in a student, is that only, and then they always get something that's way more complicated that they have to say, can you not do this, please? This sucks. You're really ambitious and that's awesome. Go home and write me, essentially, Mary Had a Little Lamb. That's what I want, actually.
Okay.
Because I need to know that you can write that. And but instead of like taking the actual realistic approach of dealing with that, what happens in Tar is Tar, the woman, the conductor and the professor in this case, tells the student, like, why are you playing your own pieces? Why are you playing something like, you should be playing, you need to go back to the basics, essentially.
Is it one of those things where it's like you should be playing Bach or something?
Yes, she says Bach. She says, play Bach. What about Bach? Play this. Why don't you want to play this?
Is the guy like, what's a Bach?
No, he doesn't.
Okay, all right. That's a little too far in this.
He's like, I don't know. I just don't want to play Bach. And then she's like, well, why? And he says, and this is, I think, played for laughs. I think.
Is it going to be like problematic or something?
Yeah. So he says that Bach is too heteronormative. And then she's like, what are you talking about? And this kid is like, well, I am, and I think the phrase is like, as a BIPOC, agender, like pansexual man, or pansexual person, I do not feel comfortable playing a piece that is written by a man that had 14 children with various women. To which I'm like, I don't think that we know that about Bach.
I don't. Yeah, like, have you not heard that? Yeah,
I know he had a lot of children from what I was told when I was in school, and once again, I'm not educated at this level. Yeah. So maybe there's more stuff on Bach that I don't know, and somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, Sarah, you don't know about this. Here's the whole thing."
Actually, the movie was wrong. There's 20 kids that we know of.
Well, I mean, I knew he had a lot of kids, but I was told at the time that it was because kids died all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You just kept having kids, but also it's like, if you are in your master's degree shit, that is important, and I think also if a student makes that clear that they do not want to play Bach for that reason, I think the professor being like, oh well, that's like the that's like the basis of everything. Yeah. So you kind of need to know that. Yeah. However, sure, whatever. If you're in fucking Juilliard, or if you're in fucking one of these bullshit music colleges where you're essentially paid to be there, like you're essentially like your parents are paying for you to be there. Sorry if you went there. I'm sorry. But Juilliard's great. Not Juilliard. I'm talking about Berkeley, really. But if you're like at Berkeley or whatever, and it's like you're essentially just there to get your degree and go do something else amazing, let them do whatever the fuck they want. Like, let them whatever. If they don't want to play Bach, they don't want to play Bach. Who cares? Yeah. And then let them go to fucking, when they start working and someone's like, oh, can you play Bach for me? And then they're like, no, I don't know it. And then they're like, okay, then you don't get the job. Okay, great. But also, like, to portray a musician that inexperienced with Bach at this level, and also is with this, so crazy.
Well, also this caricature of a person.
Especially since he's a pianist. He's a pianist.
Okay,
that's like, you learn Bach, like, first thing. Like, he's like, okay. But it wasn't like I refuse to do this. It's, I don't know it. You're a master's student.
Okay, so that's what I mean, I think, with Conclave when I say people talking to each other. What I really mean is a well-written script where someone actually researched what the fuck they were talking about.
Yes, it's a well-researched, well-written film, and Tar, it had a similar feeling in aesthetic, I guess, Conclave did. Yeah. Which is why I was like, please don't be Tar, where I'm interested the whole time.
And then just at some point,
I'm like, you are losing me. And then
a Gen Z cardinal comes in and is like, what? Why does that have to be a man?
Right.
Just,
yeah. It's just like, oh yeah, I think cardinal, whatever. And it's more taking the piss out of people that are so anti-change.
Yeah.
but also a real fear of like a fascist pope. Like they really do bring that up and they're like, ooh, I wonder, you know? And it has a beautiful message at the end. Well, meanwhile, the message at the end of Tar is this awful, sardonic. Tar gets canceled because of that. She yells at this kid and abuses him verbally. And I think you're supposed to agree with Tar, the woman Tar, that this kid is too woke. And
too entitled,
laugh at
or
these humanities kids. And other kids start to pull out their phones. This is also...
I know. I was literally going to say, does that happen?
The other kids try to pull out their phones and take a video of it because she's very aggressive. She is very aggressive. And then she continues on and she has like an emotional affair with a young kid, with like a young student, like an 18-year-old cellist. And then she gets canceled because she did the same thing to a previous student who ended up, spoilers, committing suicide.
Jesus.
Because of it. And so the rest of the movie, you're supposed to like, it's a question of whether or not she's getting
good or bad.
Yeah,
like,
is she good or bad? Is she getting canceled, or is this just something that happens? But there's also this like strive for perfection.
Yeah,
that is in classical music that makes sense. But it's also like, oh, she's not gonna. It's like, oh, is it because she's a woman? Is it because she's queer? Or is it just because she's a bad person? And then the ultimate kind of capitulated point at the end.
Yeah.
Is that she's such a failure at this point that she is forced to conduct a concert for the video game Sword Art Online. Or the anime Sword Art Online.
Boo. Boo.
So this movie really sits there and is like, let's pat ourselves on the back for being these horrible hoity-toity pieces of shit.
And if you do anything that isn't this hoity-toity stuff, you're bad.
Yeah, and it's people clapping for her. Like, she has what she wanted. It's just for Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want to kill myself because I'm conducting Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, is the joke on me?
Yeah.
And the more I look at like the reviews for Tar, the way that film critics have responded to it, and I think it is because of a lack of knowledge about the classical music industry, they're all like, this is like a super ironic movie. You're supposed to take ironically.
Are you sure about that?
I am sitting there like, I don't know that that's true.
Yeah.
I think
Up
yes.
in the air at least, yeah, to like figure out.
I think it could be a really funny cult classic if you want to laugh at I just wish it wasn't like you're laughing at the awkwardness of a queer
Yeah, that's kind of weird. That's a little weird.
When in reality, a conductor at that level that is a woman at all is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
like it is a real problem, especially if it's a queer woman, and I don't feel comfortable laughing at that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I also don't feel comfortable with the movie laughing at the kid that's a queer, BIPOC, whatever he says.
Yeah.
And
so it's
making
kind of
fun
like
of people that are like that, because I've many friends like that. I'm like that.
No, yeah.
And I'm like, wait, I'm a laughing stock to this movie?
Yeah, because you're a young queer.
Or even people that are fans of fucking anime. It's like, shut up. Shut up, you stupid bitch.
Yeah.
It's money. It's money and it's art.
So
they're supporting the arts. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, there are regular ass people
dying
in the they're regular ass people.
No, I mean dying to want to perform.
Okay, I thought you were trying to be like, there's people dying, Kim.
No, sorry, no. You let me finish my fucking sentence.
I'm sorry, I just hate this movie so much.
No, I get it. Yeah,
it's just like there are regular ass people in classical music that are just they love anime.
Yeah,
they're nerds. They love anime and they're queer.
Let them make something awesome for
and they love Bach. Even if he was problematic or whatever, it's, whatever.
Yeah. People can also have opinions on...
He's fucking dead.
Fun fact, if you live in America and you ever shit on the founding fathers, you're actually super anti-American, actually. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you should shit on him. We should talk about it. Why are we making... Honestly, the question should be, why are we making queer, BIPOC, people of color play old white dude music? Why?
blacking out on the top of the sheet like pieces made in Germany between 1930 and 1955 and being like, all right, I don't know when this happened, guys, but
all I'm saying is I've never played Wagner.
And honestly,
and I don't want to.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I don't fucking want to.
You should have a choice. Should have a preference in what you want to perform and what you want to do.
I don't fucking feel like it, if I'm honest. And I don't feel like I have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's up to the fucking kids, you know?
Yeah.
To what they want to do with it. And I don't know, you can have your opinions on it, but I just think it's a stupid idea for a fucking movie to have, especially when you don't know shit about what you're talking about, obviously.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I can think of like, what is it?
And poor fucking Cate Blanchett had to sit there and learn how to do that.
For this movie? Yeah.
And also, I'm pretty sure she does it bad. Like, she's too emotionally involved, I think. Or she does a really good job. One of the two. No. She does a really good job. The Bernstein. What's the actor that played Leonard Bernstein?
Bradley Cooper. Yeah.
Yeah. He also apparently did he did a big thing with it. I haven't seen that movie because I just don't
give a shit. Yeah.
I like Leonard Bernstein a lot, and I don't want it to be
ruined
by what's going. Which is why I watch Tar, because in the film universe of Tar,
in the Tar cinematic universe,
she's the apprentice to Leonard Bernstein.
Oh.
And the I don't know too much about the mythology around Bernstein. I just know if I want to listen to classical music, I find the Bernstein.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, people were acting like she was his actual, like in the media, the ads around it.
Oh yeah.
And like she was a real person that existed. No, the fucking movie made her up.
Weird.
Yeah, that was like the ad part. It was like, that's such a weird thing.
Advertising angle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Just on the back end of it, I do want to say all of my experience with classical music I'm just telling you my experiences. Yeah. I'm not trying to say if you had a different experience or you don't agree with me. I'm not trying to say that that's what it is, and I'm the end all be all of whatever. I'm not even a professional musician, so like, don't even.
No, I get it. Yeah,
take it as that.
No, I feel you.
And the reason I bring up Tar too is because when I watched it, it was at the same time as when we watched The Menu, and it felt like both movies, like they were similar vibes.
Yeah.
And this kind of like new people talking and shit happening.
Well, and I do realize when I say that sounds like every movie. But there is a specific kind. Yeah.
An aesthetic of like this very clean.
Like My Dinner with Andre or something like that. Like in that kind of vein of like, but instead of it being in one place, it's still people walking around doing stuff. But
like a dramatically focused talking movie. Like a thought experiment movie.
Yeah, without like caricatures, I think is also the other thing.
Yeah.
Like really fleshed out like performances and characters that like I think I understand that person's perspective.
Right.
And also, oh man,
now I know why they're acting like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, now I've learned more about who they are.
Oh, maybe they shouldn't be Pope.
We've caught them in a lie.
Or maybe, are they lying? Or what's true and what's false?
Right. Yeah. It's all kind of, all three of these have a moment of like, what is happening?
Yeah.
What is going on? Like, there is a mystery afoot that can only be solved by talking.
Yeah. And doing the slightest bit of investigative work.
Yeah. But the thing about Tar and The Menu was both movies I left thinking that it had gone over my head. Both movies. Like movies that were too smart for me. And as the years have passed, The Menu, weirdly, even though The Menu is more action focused, and gory and horror themed, which if people would normally think like denigrates it from like Prestige.
Oh no.
Well, because like the horror, it's like the cheap horror movie or something like that.
But I don't even call The Menu a horror film.
No, not really. It's like a thriller.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But even then, it's like a horror thriller. It's not as prestige as these other things in like the the old way of thinking about film, which I don't ascribe to.
No, yeah.
That movie has, I thought I got that movie and I was a little bit like, oh, maybe there's more symbolism that I don't know. People have analyzed that movie in ways I was not even thinking of.
Yeah.
And it's, the more I think about it, the more beautiful it is.
Oh, yeah.
And the more amazing it is. Meanwhile, the more I think about Tar, the angrier I fucking get. Because of just how snotty and horrible I think it is.
Yeah.
And even as people analyze it and they do the same thing where they're like, oh, it's actually really smart because of this. I'm like, I don't fucking agree. I think it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
And that sucks because I really like Cate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Even though she plays it really well, but she plays a person that is horrible. Just an awful person. And I love a girl failure. There's one point where she falls down some stairs. It's really good, man. Because at that point, you're like, yeah, fall down some stairs. You suck. You're horrible.
Yeah.
Why did you scream at that kid? And then she's upset that she's getting canceled on the internet. That she should be allowed to scream at children?
Yeah.
Or 20-year-olds or whatever?
Jesus,
no,
man.
You're an adult.
Yeah.
Stop screaming at people. That's weird. This isn't Whiplash. That's not a thing that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've been yelled at, but not like that.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But okay, yeah, but with Conclave. Okay, so with that, with Conclave then, with that vibe, how do you feel about that vibe?
I was worried, but it very quickly was like, oh no, this is a good movie. This is not Tar at all. This is some new, better thing. Conclave.
Yeah, you know, and I could see a million ways that this movie could have gone wrong.
Yeah.
And you know, the reason why I'm thinking about it is this. This is the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't talk about Conclave without mentioning a million bad movies.
Yeah, which actually I would for this demonstration.
Angels and demons.
Yeah, well, and demons right now, but yeah. Because that also has the... That's the thriller of what if Ewan McGregor wanted to secretly become Pope.
Yes, exactly.
But this is like, what if like there's 4 popes up for running and like all of them are shitty?
Are kind of bad.
Yeah. And also maybe the one person that doesn't want to be Pope should be the Pope, ? Right.
Like,
yeah.
But also, like, is this guy does he actually want to be Pope?
Yeah. Because I will say, okay, because
I was duped. I thought he did want to be Pope for a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
What am I thinking? Dude, that was a crazy, like, Stanley Tucci's character.
Yes.
When he's, like, for the first, like, 30 minutes, it's like, guys,
like,
I don't know.
I'm not going to be Pope. I'm not going to be Pope.
They do the first vote, and no one gets a majority, including him, and then he's like...
He's fucking
pissed the fuck off, dude.
And I think that's really beautiful, and I think what this movie gets right really, really well is the amount of juxtapositions with Christ-like shit, which is like obvious. It seems very obvious. But when you watch the film, it's like you're watching a bunch of people pretending to be very religious and very benign and very, infallible, and then you find out that they are in fact fallible. And
super fallible, yeah.
They're just people, and then as soon as they start to appeal to humanity of like, well, yeah, of course I had a fucking teenage wife that I knocked up and left.
Yeah, and
of course I did.
Man.
I'm a man.
And then
I'm just a man. But it's like, but you're trying to be Pope. But you're trying to be Pope, dude.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
You have to come to the reality of you can't become Pope because of this. And
it's like, it's not even that they're mad at each other for doing these things. I think in some instances, yes. Yeah. Because there's some spoilers, which I don't know if you want to bring up spoilers. Probably.
I'm okay with bringing up spoilers. I will say, go watch this movie.
Go watch it first. It is really good.
Yeah.
But there are some things where they're like, you're horrible. You're a horrible person.
Yeah.
Where people are mad. There's the fascist Pope that's like, I'm anti-immigration,
and we need to like close off the church and like go back to the like basically Stone Ages almost of like gotta be only Italians, only like pure-blooded Catholics.
Yeah. All that and everything.
And that's like, I guess, the main antagonist of like, you don't want that person to become the Pope.
Yeah.
But meanwhile,
Meanwhile, everyone else
you'd want to be Pope has some secret thing. Like, okay, so there's there's like I don't remember which country they're from, but there's a black Pope up for running.
Yeah.
He's the one that had the child, not child bride, I guess, but like, what was it like?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of did.
Well, it was he was like 30 and she was 19.
Yeah,
an age gap relationship Pope.
Yeah, that's age gap relationship Pope.
Yeah,
and that's like the first one to like really crumble because that's the first one that Ralph Fiennes really gets any information on.
Which I also find crazy because the person that brought them there, they were brought so what happens is the Pope they're eating lunch in like the Pope cafeteria. Yeah. Which is funny to think about.
The Popeteria.
They're all in the Popeteria and they're all having lunch during the conclave eating their popey stuff.
Yeah.
And then one of the nuns, which are apparently supposed to be like not even seen. Like they're just supposed to help out. They're not supposed to be around or cause a fuss.
And in the background, yeah.
One of the nuns comes. There's he gets pissed off and he yells at a nun.
Yeah,
to get away from him or to leave, and he leaves. And then it finds out that this nun, is actually his ex-wife.
Yeah, from all those years
ago, who was 19 and had the child or whatever.
Which means, and once Ralph finds that out, has to be like, you can't keep going, man.
Yeah, you can't. You're done at this point because it's not even about like being completely Christ-like, it turns out by the end of the movie. It's really about fame. Like they're trying to not be like whoever
image.
The next Pope is going to be, the image of the Pope needs to be spotless.
As spotless as possible, yeah.
Yeah, there just isn't one.
And like what the fuck is it? Because like every single one, I don't think Stanley Tucci's character has something wrong other than
just he wants it a
little bit too much, and then like as slowly as the votes keep going on, he keeps losing votes.
And I think it's because I think it's also like because he has quite liberal views. Yeah, it's just not going to work out
for him. Specifically. Yeah,
he's a like a liberal Democrat kind of.
Yeah.
Like, but even then, like he's not even because he takes a goddamn stand for the things that he wants. He does,
a little
which
bit
is
above that.
Yeah. A little above a liberal Democrat.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I think about this, and I even want women to be in the church. I want them to play more of a part in the church.
Yeah.
And people are like, no, take that out, and we're good, because otherwise this is going to be very unpopular. But if you put the women thing in there, you're not fucking winning. And then he doesn't even win on the other stuff. Yeah. Which is gay marriage, abortion, immigration.
Yeah, or like laxing like the being super hard and tough on that, like
Yeah. So like being liberal in that way.
Yeah. What else am I thinking? So his Pope, John Lithgow's character
is great.
Is amazing.
Yeah.
I really like what the fuck.
Not his character. He does a great job.
He does a great job. Yeah.
His character sucks ass.
He's a horrible piece of shit. And oh my God. Okay. So like, because the movie starts off with like the Pope dying, and that's why they've gone to a conclave. But like,
which also one thing I gotta say, they got the most popiest looking motherfucker.
That is, honestly, like they CGI'd Pope Francis.
They so did.
Yeah,
not Pope Francis. They look like Pope Benedict to me, where he was a little squat guy that just looks fucking evil. Just looks like Palpatine. Yeah, he sucks. He looks terrible.
Yeah, dude, fucking, or he looks like a Darth Vader with the helmet off. Yeah,
yeah.
But fucking the original one, not the one where they made it just Anakin or whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah.
Sure.
But no, fucking so like that happens, but like there's a dispute over John Lithgow's character's meeting, because he was the last one to meet with the Pope.
Right.
Where like John Lithgow's saying one thing about like, oh, it was just like a normal meeting, whatever. I don't want to tell you what happened in there.
Right.
And then meanwhile, some other guy comes up and is like, hey, so he got fired.
He got fired, and he's like, yeah, he's around still. He shouldn't be around.
What's going on? Yeah.
He was fired by the Pope right before the Pope died.
Yeah.
And there's, I guess, kind of intrigue on how did the Pope die. A
little bit, yeah.
And I will say the reason I wanted to watch this movie, because it was sold to me by Northern Lion. Not personally, we don't talk.
Not yet.
No, I would freak out. I'm such a fan. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But no, Northern Lion said it's like, if people hate Conclave like people aren't watching Conclave because they think it looks boring and it's long, but in reality, it's just Knives Out, but with the Pope.
You know, yeah, just a dramatic Knives Out. Yeah,
it is like Knives Out. So I was like, oh, this is a murder mystery of who done killed this Pope.
Yeah.
No,
but not even that. No, it's not that.
No, not really. It's about other stuff too.
It's a mystery of who should be Pope.
Yeah. Who should be Pope, and they kind of give up on like, oh, the Pope actually died. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, he died naturally.
Yeah.
This was all, but it's so funny to think that the Pope had this orchestrated plan of moving all these people around. Like,
well, because he knew he was dying, I guess.
Yeah, and also like making Ralph Fiennes the one to run Conclave, basically, like the head of Conclave.
Yeah.
And like being like, but I don't know why the fuck I got this. Like, I had a crisis of faith like years ago.
Well, I think that's the main thing, I think, which is that Ralph Fiennes the whole time, he's like, he wanted to, I think, be a leader. And he was like, I guess felt, because it's also like a career for them.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, I want to be a leader. And then the Pope was like, you're not a leader, you're a manager.
Yeah. So manage.
And then the Pope fucking dies, and he has to manage the Conclave.
Yeah.
And he does a good job, and then it's sort of I think it's great that he gets votes to be Pope, because it's like, no, he has to, his crisis of faith is solved by him being like, no, I'm just a manager. Yeah. Which is a very Christ-like thing to do. Which is, no, I'm not choosing this, even though I want it. But, that's kind of the human infallibility, is we want that, but we shouldn't have it if we want it. And I want it, so I'm not going to have it.
Exactly.
Which I really love that by the end of it, he's like, no, I don't want it.
Yeah. Which I will say, that's a very nice, like, because like every character other than him basically is like, I want it, so I'm gonna fucking try to get it.
Yeah.
And I think I'm bringing up John Lithgow, because like throughout the movie, he's just being a swarmy little guy, like not
just
saying
like, what
anything.
Are you talking about? Which is the best John Lithgow part. Every John Lithgow part should be him being like, oh, how do you mean? It should be that.
Yeah, it should just be that. Yeah.
But
also to find out he also orchestrated on behalf of the Pope, maybe like bringing that
the nun
down, but also like taking payments or something like that. Also, yeah, so that it looked really bad, and then like he had to defend himself, being like, I didn't do it, and like whatever the fuck, and like oh, that's what it was too. Like you brought about the what is it, like the women being in the background, they should be more forward. Like throughout the movie, the nuns are in the background. There's a new cardinal that's introduced right before Conclave's about to start. That's
like just became a cardinal.
Yeah, recently. Yeah, and like they're like, yeah, the Pope made me cardinal recently, and I was in whatever country it was, and I was making, and I believe Middle East.
I think so, but he's Mexican. He is Mexican, like nationality wise. But he has done work in the Middle East and has set up.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like helped people in like Qatar, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
And so he's talking about that. And he's like he's the best resume to be Pope.
And he's also the most like progressive, also, because he starts off the first Popeteria dinner with like a prayer, but mentions the nuns and like thanks them specifically.
Yeah.
And like as the story moves on, the nuns have more and more of a power and like a role in this.
Which is kind of interesting, because I did say, and I'm kind of changing my mind about this, I did say earlier that the reason that the Stanley Tucci character doesn't the Stanley Tucci Pope doesn't win is because he's too progressive. But it's really what they say. It's like, no, your progressive views are you're too progressive, and that's why nobody's voting for you. Or it's because Ralph Fiennes is getting votes.
Yeah, he blames
being more saint-like, and then at some point, the kind of the downfall of the Stanley Tucci Pope, which I think is a really powerful thing to say in film, especially right now, post-American. It feels very Americanized, also.
Yeah,
is that Ralph Fiennes is like, I voted for you like every day. Like I believed in you.
Yeah.
I never voted for anyone else. Like I voted for you. And he was like, well, you should be telling the people voting for you. You should find them and tell them to stop voting for you and vote for me. And he's like, right, but I can't, like, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole fucking part. And it's like, I thought you didn't even want to do this. Just Stanley Tucci's talking about how he wants to win because of the fascist pope.
Yeah, like he's the only one, quote unquote.
Like, what if he wins? If you like the third party candidate, are here and he wins, then think about all the shit that's gonna happen, which is real. I think a real feeling. And Ralph Fiennes is like, I thought this was about God, like who's the most godliest guy.
And I think Stanley Tucci's like grow up or something like that.
He's like, I'll grow up, which is like.
Yeah,
you shouldn't be Pope then, right?
You just lost it. Yeah,
you lost it.
Just from a morality, I guess, perspective. Yeah.
So the concept that there is a new Pope that has essentially the same progressive values, that is very popular because he's Christ-like.
Yeah.
It's just like that is the criticism I have with liberal Democrats too.
Is that the progressiveness is very much
the smarminess of a liberal, like it's literally just that. And I get why people are upset at that, but I am also like, I mean, you get flies with honey and not with honey rather than
people
vinegar.
can tell that it's performative or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yes, people know. You're treating people like they're stupid.
Yeah, and that's not.
No.
Yeah, people are actually relatively smart.
Right.
You can't treat them like, if you treat them like children, you're gonna make them not like you.
Well, yes, I think it's disrespectful, and people are like, "Well, why? I have to be respectability politics." Blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, people don't want to assign themselves to an acidic ideology.
Yeah,
and they want hope. They don't want to just constantly be doomer pilled all the time, which is liberalism is. And I say this as a leftist. Which, shocker. Oh no, I'm a leftist, not a liberal. But yeah, sometimes I feel that way with liberalism, where it's like, it's very like, oh, we can't let the other side do this. That's not a way that's gonna get people going. You know what I mean?
You gotta actually have stuff to bring up. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you have to solve problems, actually.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that now with, look at how many illegal things are happening 24/7. And what are they fucking doing? Fucking jack shit.
Yeah.
Oh, student loans are going to collections. But damn, if only Joe Biden canceled the student loans like he fucking said he was going to do.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And now here we fucking are, but somehow it's, I don't know.
No, I get it, but yeah, no,
I really enjoyed that being represented in film. In the way that it was very tactful, and it wasn't, I think it was also quite sympathetic to the Tucci character as well.
No, I think so too, yeah.
Which I do feel sympathetic to liberals that are caught up in that, because we're all on the same side, really.
Yeah, but it's just these little things here and there that separate us so much. Yeah. I get that. I think I think with that specifically, Ralph Fiennes, Lawrence, Cardinal Lawrence, I believe, is his character. After all of that too, like he knocks out all the other three popes, and then it's basically between him, the new cardinal, and then the fascist one. But the first time, okay, so throughout the movie, they're making a point of like, you can't bring out the outside world that's supposed to be inside.
Right.
But also Ralph Fiennes is like, you gotta tell me, like,
you have to tell me what's going on, because if we elect the wrong guy,
we're fucked.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. So and then it is funny though, whenever he talks to the other guy, like that's under him.
He's such a good character. I don't know that guy, but he's so good.
Yeah, and he's just like, well, I know I shouldn't say this, but John Lithgow's a piece of shit, maybe. I don't know.
John Lithgow's a piece of shit.
But also,
and I have this evidence.
I do think it is great also that the one thing he doesn't learn about is the one thing that, like, in the moment, kind of makes it seem like a sign from God that he shouldn't vote for himself.
Right.
Because during the conclave, there's like terrorist bombings in the city or whatever.
Yes, because they're trying to bomb the popes.
Yeah.
And
then I think the first time that Fiennes tries to like vote for himself, a bomb goes off, right?
God's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, and I will say that I really appreciate that, because there's a really, afterwards, like, you know, everyone survives and they're all good, and then they all rally for the newest cardinal that showed up to become pope.
Yeah.
And then during that vote, like, even though the outside world's not supposed to be there, they all look into the ray of light, and like you just hear the birds singing, and it's like a very nice, like
you should let the outside in, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's a great way
great. It's beautiful.
No, it's a beautiful fucking.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking while watching this about angels and demons when you were telling me about it.
Yeah.
When a bomb goes off in Angels and Demons during the conclave, and you were describing like these popes want to die.
Yeah.
They want to kill themselves. They go straight back into voting.
Yeah.
And it makes no fucking sense. Why the fuck would you want to do that? And now we have our answer. And if the Angels and Demons was actually sympathetic to the fucking popes, they would have explained why.
Yeah. As
like
opposed to them being
does.
like, fuck everybody.
Fuck
I don't care if everybody outside the
There's
square
an
dies.
antimatter bomb.
Whatever.
Not a thing that exists. And we're going to throw it into the sky.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, bro? It's so fucking funny to juxtapose these two films.
It really is, yeah.
It's really good, man.
Do you think, dude, there should be a mishmash of this movie where, like, while the popes are just kind of doing their own thing,
Ewan McGregor's running around.
Ewan McGregor's running around trying to, like...
Well, Ralph Fiennes is like, who's gonna be Pope?
Who's gonna be Pope? Meanwhile, Tom
know.
Hanks is arriving and is like, statues.
Statues.
Where? Gotta find them. Cross on the map. Whoa.
Cross on the map. Whoa. What the fuck?
No, I get it. I will say it is weird. All of this feels like weird timing in general. Like already with like the conclave and then like Pope dying in real life.
Our religious era.
Yeah. But like, yeah, to have it after I talk about these shitty fucking movies.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think is very.
I wonder who the new Pope's gonna be.
I don't actually know who the new Pope. Yeah, I know there's. I've gotten TikToks of like, here's all the popes that are in the running and like who's most likely.
I mean, people were saying it's going to be like a far right Pope. But I feel like it's a very Americanized worldview because apparently the cardinals that are right now in the running are mostly like moderates or pastoralists.
I think I saw that. Yeah, like more moderate to liberal. Yeah,
that were appointed by
the most
whatever his name is.
Was it Francis?
Pope Francis. Yeah.
But no. Yeah, I do. I'm hopeful that maybe it won't be a far right piece of shit.
Apparently, I saw the infographic, and there's like 4 or 5 of traditionalists, and I was like, oh, I hope it's not them.
I hope it's not them. Yeah,
could be. It's not like
it's not.
Yeah, it's not like American.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's
politics is a whole different thing.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna say anything on it. I've learned my lesson for talking about other things going on. But no, this movie is so good.
It is great,
and I don't know. I think the
music was fantastic.
Oh, the music was beautiful. Yeah. It really heightened everything. I think the reason why I would bring this up because during the Patreon exclusive, we talked about a little bit about that new Captain America movie that's horrible.
So bad. Yeah.
I think what I enjoy about this, even though I know no one's gonna learn anything from this, is that it feels like I'm willing to bet if I looked into it, it cost maybe like 10, 20 million to make, maybe 30 million tops.
I can look it up right now.
Yeah, like it probably was a lower budget movie that is very well written. I don't think it made money back at the box office, but it probably didn't lose nearly as much money as like a blockbuster that
20 million.
20 million? Okay, yeah.
Film has garnered positive critical reception and has grossed over 100 million worldwide.
That's okay. That's
great.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Yeah, awesome.
I think Red Letter Media's called it like the Blumhouse model, where you like make a bunch of smaller budgeted movies and then they
20 million and that's it? That's crazy.
Yeah. 100 million worldwide is fucking amazing, actually.
Yeah, wow.
Like,
it was just really good.
Yeah. That's the thing that I think this is the thing. I sound like an asshole when I say it.
Believe me, I said, I love movies that are just, where people talk and it's well written.
Yeah.
Yay.
No.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It just, you gotta make movies, good movies. Yeah. I think that's the thing that's entertainment as a whole.
Yeah.
Is what people want. And we watched The Studio recently, the most recent episode where it's them talking about. It's
so good.
It's that episode's amazing. Honestly, every episode of The Studio has gotten better in my opinion.
The first one I didn't like, but the rest of it has gotten better.
Gotten back to
every episode. Yeah.
But like, if you just make movies that people, if you
just make movies that you think are good
and can like
and
hook
you try
people
your
in.
fucking best.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Because, like, it's not even just like you advertise 100 million means you're going to get 100 million people in the seats. You need, like, word of mouth. You need, like, you know.
It's like that with all art. It's like, I don't know. I think it's very easy in creative fields to get into the politics of everything.
Yeah.
What is, I'm producing music. You know, I make beats. I've sold beats before for people to buy, or I'm a songwriter or something, or I'm in a band, or I do this, or I paint, or I do, you know, any other art form. I crochet or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to get into the politics of, well, what are people buying? What do people want right now? What are the trends?
Yeah.
What do I have to do to get exposure, to get big? And it's like, I don't know. If you just focus on that, like, yes, okay, you're going to get numbers, probably.
Yeah.
But then also,
there's only so long you can do it.
Yeah.
Before it starts you get diminishing returns, and then you get back into the red.
Yes. And then you're in danger of becoming essentially a lol cow of your own movies.
Yeah.
Of your own movies. You're dependent on your fan base that is only wants this thing from you. And also you're dependent on doing something that you really don't like.
Yeah.
And you run the risk of burning yourself out. And burning yourself out of your art form, too. Like, maybe you don't want to do it anymore because you've only done it in a way that you don't like.
Yeah.
So you do also have to do things that you do like. And I know I'm not going to say, like, only do things that you do like if you're trying to be a professional at it, because I know that's not feasible. But I think when you have a lot of time, like if you're a teen or something, and you're a kid and you're a teen, and you know that what you want to be when you grow up is an artist.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll change, in the future or whatever. You're not like, oh, I'm going to go to this college or whatever. But you're interested in being that in the future, and you have a dream. Don't tell yourself, oh, no, I'm not going to do that because, that's impossible.
Yeah.
You have so much time. You have a place to live, and you have food, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully you have all these things. Just sit there and just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it a lot. And you'll have a greater chance of being able to do that as you are older.
Yeah.
Than if you hem and haw about it and you don't.
No, literally, yeah. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
And if you the only way to actually make any waves or like to do the thing you like is to actually do it. Yeah. And you don't know if you're going to like it before you do it, but it's worth the risk to see if you do enjoy it,
And worst case scenario, you don't do that,
Yeah.
Or you fail, and either you pick yourself back up or you move on to do something else. And, oh, God forbid, you had fun. You had a fun time and you built a skill.
Yeah. I think the main point I was trying to make, too, is like making these types of movies. Like, if you look at TV, and I'm thinking of all the shows that have made, like, people talk about shows like The Bear, like Severance, shit like that. There is an audience for people that want to watch these, just good shit. There's more like, not cerebral necessarily. I guess in Severance cases, yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. I think you look at it from the point of view of like you being a kid and being like, I just want to make something good. Like I have good taste and I'm going to make something in my taste.
Yeah.
Because I want to see if I can. And that's just the mentality that you should have for literally the rest of your life with this.
Yeah.
Even if you don't make any music. Or not music, sorry. Wow. That's on my brain. Even if you don't make any money.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be about money.
No, it shouldn't be. No, yeah.
I'm thinking about music, that's why.
Fair, yeah.
I like music, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. I recommend this movie.
Yeah, it's great.
So much.
You should.
Yeah.
You should go see it. It's really good.
Yeah.
The acting in it is fantastic. Phenomenal.
Writing's amazing. Again, just
and we didn't even spoil the ending, so fuck you. You'll have to see
the main
plot twist at the end, which I thought was great.
The movie just has to twist the knife right before. No, I'm joking, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I'm trying to think of what else. I can't wait to watch Piece of Shit 7 next week.
You're gonna watch 7 next week?
No. I mean, like, as like a sequel number.
Oh.
I forgot that 7's also a movie.
I was like, who told you to watch 7? That's silly. Haven't you already seen 7?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
But also it's because it's like a horror movie, so I'm like, no.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think it's whatever. I'm not interested
It's,
in seeing it. I don't give a shit.
What's in the box?
Yeah, it's the one in the box. Yeah, we all know that. Yeah. I can't wait to watch a piece of shit movie that's the 7th in the series.
Number 7 in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, can we move the fuck on?
Yeah, you want to go to ads?
Yeah, sounds good.
Welcome to the ad break.
Hello, I'm Bucky Barnes, and welcome to the ad break.
Are you enjoying this podcast so far?
I know I am.
Then
Bucky Barnes, me. Bucky
You better
Barnes.
like, comment, subscribe, and hit the gosh darn bell if you're watching on YouTube. And don't forget to rate us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify podcasts. Also, if you're listening, if you have Spotify Premium, check it out on Spotify. You can also watch the podcast there.
But also, you go to Marvel Rivals and get your Bucky skin.
This is a reference to our Patreon exclusive that we recorded. Which I can let. That's a good segue. Thank you, Sarah.
There you go.
We recorded a Patreon exclusive.
Bucky Barnes.
Yeah, which I believe is the character's name. We talked about a TikTok I got with Sebastian Stan just phoning it the fuck in.
Hey, Bucky fans, are you excited for Bucky time in Thunder Bucky?
Yeah, so if you go to patreon.com/APWSTR, it's only $1 a month to start, but if you want your name at the credits as well as in the description of all the shows, it is $5 and $10. You can also get a free week if you do the $1 and $3 tiers, and you also get access to our Discord. You get early releases when we're able to do it. We add free releases, so you don't gotta worry about any fucking ads.
And you get there's lots of armed combat again and again and again.
Yeah, so patreon.com APWSTR. There's a lot of things over there. Check it out.
My name is Bucky Barnes. Sorry.
I will say, you might want to bring Bucky Barnes, put him away for a second while we get the coffees.
Bucky, get out of here! Get out of here, Bucky! Go away!
Because I think people want to talk to both of us during the coffees.
Bucky, Jesus.
Yeah, if you go to buymeacoffee.com/APWSTR, you can send us a little note, a little tip, and we'll read it on the podcast during this part, as long as it's not a horrible message.
Sorry, Josh. Sorry about Bucky.
Yeah, I appreciate you apologizing on Bucky's behalf.
Yeah. I know he won't because he's an asshole.
Oh, wow, damn. But yeah, so we got a couple coffees this week. Thank you all very much. Alex H. bought 3 coffees. Thank you. Returning coffee. Hi, Josh and Sarah.
Hello.
Just wanted to say thank you for all your Orlando suggestions. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I know this is late, but I'm glad Sarah's doing better. Getting help in healthcare is an absolute nightmare.
Yes.
Hope you both have a great week. Love you, Alex. Blue heart emoji. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Preach.
I'm glad that the advice was good.
Yeah.
I was worried that I hope I'm not saying too much and I'm overwhelming people with.
No, I'd rather overwhelm you so that
a bunch of options. That's fair. Yeah.
I want to just give you some shitty ones and then that you don't like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. So yeah, no, I'm happy that we gave a lot of it. Yeah. Okay, we did a lot. I'm good. I'm happy. Hell yeah! Thank you very much for those coffees.
Take the compliment, Joshua.
Never.
Okay.
Moons, they bought 3 coffees. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for the lovely pod. I've been listening to the full thing for a bit more than a year. I'm sorry if this is a bit long, but I need some non-biased relationship advice if you can.
All right.
My boyfriend just joined the military and I want to follow him where he's deployed, which requires marriage. I always thought I wouldn't marry until I was in my 30s or 40s, but at 23 years old, I found this amazing person for once. But I am worried about ruining my only good friendship. My roommate is my best friend and thinks I am changing too much for one man. I knew if I found the right person, I would marry before 30, but just thought it was 99% impossible. So I talked in absolutes. My roommate is autistic like me, but he communicates differently and has trouble with foresight and things being communicated as uncertain. Should I follow my boyfriend to marriage with a prenup, only dating for 6 months, or date long distance or longer? He won't be home till September at the earliest, and how do I tell my roommate I'm about to move 2,000 miles with that I may leave in 5 or 6 months? Everything in both relationships is perfect except who I am to live with.
That's a hard situation, man. I don't know if I can give you advice on that.
Yeah,
that seems like one of those impossible situations where it's really you should trust your gut. You know?
Yeah.
I will say I understand where your friend's coming from, because if you've only been dating a guy for 6 months and then you're going to follow him across it doesn't always work out.
Yeah.
And in fact, most of the time people will say on the internet, it does not work out.
Yeah. Because also you're going to have to get acclimated to a completely new area and
Yeah. Which I think even if you were in a relationship with someone for a long time, and
like,
then you moved to a new country, that itself would be stressful on the relationship, even a well-established one.
Yeah.
Rather than one that's only been around for 6 months.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if you guys can do long distance, and it doesn't, because I know also people don't want to do long distance because usually it's a relationship. It's once again, not always.
No, yeah.
But, you know.
It's tougher for sure to do a relationship like that. But also what is it? Like severing a good friendship is also.
Yeah, that's not awesome.
Another, yeah.
So, I mean, it's something that you're in a rock and a hard place, and I think you should just...
It is your gut is going to be the one to tell you what to do.
Yeah. And I think you should think about what it is that you want in your life, and what do you think is the best. Yeah, just listen to your gut, man. And take care of yourself, in situations like these. Like, don't do it just because you think you're never going to find somebody else again.
The optimist in me is like, I mean, there are other people out there. You will find whoever you decide to end up being with. If this is the person, great. But
that's awesome.
Don't think that it's one person out of 7 billion. Also,
right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And also something that I think I grew up believing is that if it's the right one, it's the right one. Like, if it's right, it'll work out.
Yeah.
Meaning, if you do decide to go long distance,
it'll work out.
It'll work out.
And if it's supposed to work out, yeah. And if it doesn't work out, then it wasn't meant to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, at least you're a little bit more safe. I would lean that way personally.
I would also not move personally.
Yeah.
I think 6 months knowing someone, I want to move for them.
It would be a different situation if it was years.
Years is like, I get it.
Yeah.
I would understand. And it's a little bit more, I guess, safe, quote unquote. You know what I mean? But
I don't think you're necessarily changing yourself for another person.
I think you're just changing where you live. You're changing aspects of your life that aren't you, if that makes sense.
And you're also 23 is where change is happening a lot.
Yeah.
But I think safety is the most important thing.
And honestly, the safest thing would be not to necessarily go to a new city with no one other than this one person. Yeah. And
I think your friend is definitely like, even though they are autistic, I think they're trying to look out for you, I think.
Oh, yeah.
In your safety. So, I don't think they're trying to control you or think black and white or do anything that way.
Yeah.
That would be how I would view it, but I am not going to judge somebody for going off and doing their shit.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean?
But
like, shit, man, we got in our relationship like quick as hell.
That is true. Yeah. We did start dating after 3 days of knowing each other, but I will say it did take us a couple years to move in together, though. So it was a slower.
But, I mean, like, it was like the first year, and this is not. Do not base your relationship off of me.
Yeah.
And us, because it doesn't always work out like this.
No. Yeah.
Be safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like I cut off my family in like months. But and then I relied on my boyfriend.
I was whispering like,
get rid of them. No, you were, I did. I cut off my whole family and I cut off most of my support system. And then I relied only on my boyfriend. I relied on a man only for a long time. But I also, I had a full-time job.
Yeah.
I was living on my own.
Yeah. And like, you still had some. The entire time I had a backup plan. Yeah. And I think that's what I would say. If you're going to do this, have a backup plan on how to get back. I think a prenup is great. Prenup is a good idea, 100%. But also, like, okay, what income's coming into the house? Like, are you going to have your own money? Are you going to...
Yeah, have a savings if you can.
Yeah.
To try to get back.
Big if, though. I get it. I can't save. Yeah, so
focus on that. And I think if you're able to do it safely and you want to, try explaining it to your friend and see if maybe that will help. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I say.
Yeah. That's Sarah's take.
It's hard because I don't want to crush your dreams, fam. I hope it works out for you, truly.
No matter what.
That sounds magical and fun.
Yeah, but also be careful. Please.
There's a lot of bad people out there, and I don't want you to get taken advantage of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much for that copy, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we're not liable for any damages.
We're not liable for any damages at all.
Yeah. Please, if shit hits the fan, not my problem.
Also, keep in mind, we're usually gonna advise the safest route possible because I don't want you to take our advice and then put yourself in an unsafe situation.
Yeah, so yeah,
it would be irresponsible of me to just be like, just go for it, fam.
Fuck
just
it.
Do it. YOLO, but I also don't want to be mean.
No, I get it. Yeah. So, no, I get it. Yeah. But thank you for the coffee. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And Samantha S. bought a coffee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Samantha S.
Hi, Sarah and Josh.
Hello.
I'm Sam. You can occasionally find me wishing everyone a happy Tuesday in the YouTube comments. I do believe I've seen these comments. Thank you for those beautiful comments. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I've been a long-time listener, and I can confidently say that y'all are my favorite podcast.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
As a chronic migraine sufferer, the pod has gotten me through many a migraine. I love your two's sense of humor and how you make sure to speak up for what is right. I am in college studying to hopefully be a park ranger for the National Park Service, and sometimes it feels like the world is doomed, but you guys always give me a bit of hope or a good laugh.
Oh, I'm glad.
Thank you for all you do, and have an amazing week. Sam, thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
Also, hell yeah, be
park
a park
ranger's
ranger.
cool, dude.
That is so cool.
Honestly, yeah.
You know, really wanted to be in like a Boy Scouts when I was a kid, man.
Really?
Yeah. Kidding me?
I went to a.
Did you do it?
No, I went to a meeting in middle school for like the Boy Scouts, and it was like it was an after school trying to recruit people, and it was just
They're very Christian.
A little bit. It was like downpouring, raining, and it was just like the vibe was off. But also like it was just me and like one other kid there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it was like, oh,
not great.
I don't know if this is what I want to do. Then yeah. I will say you do know the guy. You've met the guy that was the other kid there.
Oh,
so,
I have.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Who? Oh, okay. I know who it is.
So but yeah.
Oh, cool.
I think he was in the Boy Scouts. I don't recall, but. Yeah,
he would have been fun.
It would have been probably. But I think I think it was just like there weren't that many people there, and then it was like, oh, I gotta do stuff. I want a game.
That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, nah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I found an old Boy Scouts like from the 50s handbook, and it had how to do sign language in like a indigenous language. In case you meet an indigenous person.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Of a specific tribe. I don't remember the tribe, and I don't want to
say the wrong one. Yeah.
But it was really cool. And it was like, I was looking into it, and I was like, this is fucking cool shit. What the fuck? And it was like, just a lot of like growing up and being like, man, why am I not in this because I'm a girl? Like, I want to know how to do knots and shit.
Nah, just sell cookies.
Well, I'm sure they learn other stuff. I mean, sewing is a good.
It is a good skill, yeah.
But it's also, I'm sure they do other stuff now too. And it's essentially more shit than just cookies. And also, those cookies are baller. I do kind of wish I did Girl Scouts, so I had access to the
just a fucking constant supply. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, the caramel, whatever those things are.
Fair.
Bro, those are my favorite. The coconut caramels.
Damn. All right. Shit.
God bless.
But yeah, no, thank you very much for those.
Shrinkflation, though, on those.
Yeah. Damn.
They're getting smaller and smaller every year, swear to God. But yeah, thank you.
So I'm just thinking of the Troy. Dude, look how big this cookie is. I haven't seen one of these since I was tiny.
I think as I get older, I get bigger consistently, and I think the cookies are getting smaller. You silly bitch.
I think it's just funny. Sorry, I just thought of that.
Funny.
Yeah. Thank you very much for those coffees. Again, buymeacoffee.com/APWSTR if you want to give a little tip. We also have a Throne page. I believe it's also APWSTR. I'm going to put stuff on there. Maybe I'll put like Bill.
Bill.
Like electric bill or... Because you have to get like something out of it. Like you have to say what it is, what it's gonna be, and so it's like
you're just gonna put our bills on there.
I'm to the penny. Yeah, no,
I thought it was for like computer parts or something.
I'm gonna put computer parts on there as well. But if you want to help support getting us upgraded equipment to keep the show be consistent, as well as get Sarah a nicer computer at some point, that would be nice. Yeah. So
it's on my Mac Mini.
Yeah. So
I can't even handle goddamn Discord calls.
Yeah. So
crazy.
Yeah, I'll put some stuff on there. Like, you can literally, if you build a computer like online, just put all the equipment up there.
I don't got the time.
Fair. But yeah, that's available if you want to go look at it. I'll do it for you.
Dude, do it for you. Yes.
All right, I'll do it for you, motherfucker. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
But yeah, so that'll all be available down below. There's also our cameos. We also have merch that goes to the PCRF. Proceeds go there if you want to go check it out.
I'll have various mutual aids down in the link down below.
Yep, it's in our link tree. Also, apparently, the past couple episodes have not had our email. We do have an email, contact at apwstr.com if you want to send business offers. I don't know.
Hey, whatever you fucking want. Someone sent us a music theory book last week. That would thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm gonna read that.
Yeah. Sarah's gonna go fucking crazy for it.
I saw that and I started reading it, and Josh can attest. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
I think also when I told you it was 900 pages long, you were like, oh hell yeah.
Hell yes, bro.
But yeah, that's in the description as well now. I think that's everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's everything. So have a great rest of the podcast.
Bye-bye. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's just get through this, man.
Ceremonial, bubbly.
Ceremonial.
All right, I'm ready, though. I have not checked if any of my stories have gotten deleted, so we're going to see what happens.
Okay.
I also don't remember any of my stories, so honestly, I'm going to be learning them along with you guys.
Yeah. So this is from r/band members.
Awesome.
It's our little amuse-bouche into the shit. What?
I remember you being like, what the fuck, I think, about this one.
It's just silly to me.
Okay, got it. All right.
Because it is like, wow. Whoa, okay.
Is a clown involved?
Because it's silly?
Yeah, because it's silly, yeah. Not a no.
We don't know that this guy is into clown.
Okay, all right.
He could be a clown, and you should maybe think that he's a clown the whole time. Because that would be really
we're only one story in,
silly.
and I'm already predicting shit. Let's go.
You should think that maybe he's a Ronald McDonald-ass clown. The guy that this post is about.
Okay, got
Not
it.
OP.
Right, not OP, but the guy.
This guy. Okay, this is entitled Our Bass Member.
Okay. God damn it, had to be a bass player to fuck up.
Well, is he though?
Okay, all
is
right.
the question. So our lead vocalist became our bassist a while back, so he could feel less useless, I guess.
What?
Less? I'm joking.
It's
a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's okay to not play an instrument if you're the lead singer, I think.
Right. I was joking about how basses are useless. That was my joke. It's a joke. I thought it was funny, but okay, whatever. I guess we'll move on. Whatever. Think of him as dressed up as a clown, this guy.
Got it. Okay, got it.
Okay, it's silly. But he seems to have gotten pretty into it. I play bass too, and always try to throw tips his way.
Okay.
But he's bought a new, louder amp. I'm not laughing at this guy.
Okay.
I'm not laughing at OP either. OP is, I feel bad for OP.
I feel okay, yeah. This is already.
But who is this guy?
Yeah, so
And especially if it's a clown, you know? Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
But he seems to have gotten pretty into it. I play bass too and always try to throw tips his way. Good job. But he's bought a new, louder amp. And turns out he literally doesn't know any of our songs.
Wait, what?
Like he's just been playing random notes.
No. No. What?
This is awesome.
Not even like the root note to chords?
Not like the bass note. No.
Are you serious?
Turns
listen,
out,
I'm a bass player. Listen, I don't want to shit on
like
bass.
A fucking dream
but
of mine.
Like, come on. Like
you're just not on his level, bro.
You can yeah. Sorry.
He's playing jazz, bro.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, this is a jazz pop fusion band that I've never heard of.
He's going crazy on it. He's really good at bass.
All right, okay, all right.
Yeah, he's just been playing random notes this whole time, and we just couldn't hear it.
Wait, what? But you got a bigger, louder amp. How did he? Oh, no, because now he has it. So no one knew. Oh, that's so funny.
And this goes when we were recording, too.
They didn't know? They didn't know when they were recording that
I don't know. Come on, man. You know what I mean?
You gotta listen back to it.
You gotta listen to your recordings. I'm sure they did. They just didn't. I don't know. Maybe the mixing is ass.
Do you remember the H. John Benjamin? I've never learned.
Yes.
That's this fucking.
I know, it's so good.
Dude, I should have learned to play piano, whatever the fuck. I should have learned how to play fucking bass.
Are you kidding me? Fucking good. I think about that all the time where it's the drum solo and then he's in the back.
Joe. Yeah.
Joe.
So good. Go listen to that. Yeah,
it's really funny. It's good. That's really my humor, man.
Yeah. Well, I should have learned how to play piano, I believe is what it's called. Go, please listen to it.
H. John Benjamin gets dupes a bunch of
jazz musicians,
really talented jazz musicians to play songs with him and to improvise with him, but he doesn't know how to play piano. He just acts like he does.
Yeah. So this is real. This is a real guy.
This is real. And it's H. John Benjamin.
Yeah.
H. John Benjamin dressed as a clown, showing up with a bass guitar,
hell yeah,
turning up his amp to 11,
and then just
playing wrong fucking notes,
yeah.
bro.
I tried to do wrong notes, but I kind of had a rhythm there. Fuck.
I know, yeah.
Shit.
Well, exactly. You just were not on your level yet. Yeah. And this goes when we were recording too. His bass just makes the song just not sound right. Yeah, because it's raw. It's raw.
Yeah.
I mean, what should I do? He's like the front man holding this band together, but at the same time, he sucks at bass. Like, he can't sing and play bass at the same time. Mood.
I get it, yeah.
Turns out he just stops playing bass when he sings. I'm in this picture and I don't like it. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. Yeah, like, oh my God.
I mean, what do I do in this situation? Turn back down his bass?
Yes.
Yeah, you should unplug his shit.
Don't tell him, too. He's not gonna fucking know. Like, shit.
I mean, it sucks that he's kind of figured out that nobody can hear him, and that's why he just didn't talk about it.
Yeah,
he just went and got a louder, that kills me. The idea that he doesn't know what he's fucking doing, and then he goes and he's like, wait a minute. Hold on, these assholes
don't even know
I'm gonna go
genius.
Get a louder amp.
Upgrading from the 15 to the 25 Fender bass amp. Jesus.
That's every guy whenever you go to Guitar Center. That's every guy at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should I get the 200 watt or the 500 watt?
I don't know.
Jeez, I don't know.
I feel like the 500 watt, I think might just be enough.
I should probably drop $3,000 on this.
Well, I can bring the 500 watts down to 200 watts. So
yeah, so that's kind of
might as well just. I'm getting two for the price of one.
You know what? I should also get one of those cloud lifters too.
Oh, at the same.
Yeah. So I don't get the like if super fucking awesome audio equipment that only like
7 people know
Leonard
how to use.
Skinner should use.
Yeah.
And it's in some guy's house and he doesn't even know how to play the root note of a chord.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
I don't know how the fuck that.
That is, it's so.
Are you not there during the songwriting process?
It's just cool. I don't know what to tell you. It is
weirdly
he's the style.
Yeah.
He's got the style that you guys need to get on his level about. That's all I'm saying. I love the concept of he just played random notes and then he stops when he's singing.
Dude, taking the bass off completely, putting it on the guitar stand to go back to singing.
That's so cool.
Grabbing it slightly and being
yeah.
Just wasting everyone's time.
There's a bit in the movie Begin Again where
that's what we gotta watch, yeah.
Maroon 5 guy.
Adam Levine.
Adam Levine is in that movie and he plays like a musician that goes super popular and becomes like a rock star or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's on stage at one point and he walks off and somebody comes up and gives him a different guitar, like an acoustic. He switches from electric to acoustic.
Yeah.
And he says into the mic, he's like, sorry, guitar change. I think about it all the time. Sorry, guitar change.
Sorry. Bass solo's over.
Yeah, sorry, guitar change.
So silly.
In just that Adam Levine way.
Yeah, like fucking snobbish.
Dude, he's gonna take off his shirt soon.
Oh dude.
God.
Yeah.
Oh
God.
no, avert your eyes.
Yeah. I just can't believe.
I can.
I mean, I can too, but like.
Well, I get what you mean. I kind of can't, but like, I can. I think it's awesome. I think it's great.
I think.
More power to him, honestly. Dude, that's he's living the fucking life. Getting up there, doing whatever the fuck, making yourself look cool, and then singing.
Has he also never played guitar? I guess we don't know, but like, they're the same 4 fucking strings.
It would be crazy to me that, if he sings in tune, that's wild to me, because if he doesn't know music theory, he's using his ear to sing in tune, but he can't use his ear to play the right note on bass.
Yeah. I don't understand that.
Yeah, which is like, and it's also like, what can you do? Because like I'm thinking like, you know, he could make shit a 7th, he could make it a 9th, he could make it an 11th, right? He could even be like a 6th, or even like a fucking 4th, and it would sound nice and jazzy. But if he's doing a 2 or like a no, if he's like playing a minor second or something every single time,
like something wrong,
something horrible. Unless it is that like they don't want to sound jazzy, it's like a metal band or something, and he's accidentally making it jazzy by like, playing the wrong notes, and they're mad at him about that.
Yeah,
because I'm like, there's a lot of shit where I'm like, you could kind of contextualize this.
So you don't know this, but they're actually a math rock band. So if they kind of fuck it up,
great, great, he's perfect for a math rock band. Perfect,
prog math rock band. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh Christ.
I mean, honestly, just
tell him to fucking learn how to play bass. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, or you're gonna unplug his bass until he learns.
Yeah, exactly.
And he can still he can throw the shapes on bass. It's just not plugged in.
Yeah, exactly. He can still have that stolen valor of I'm the second bass player in the band also.
Or just be like, you know, have it pre-recorded.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Have his part pre-recorded, play it, and don't plug him in. You know?
Fair.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, solve that then. Yeah.
I think he's awesome, and I hope he has a long career in music. I want him to succeed so bad. I need him to succeed, and I hope you guys become famous. Really, I do. Because I wanted to go to your show.
Oh, man.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
See that happen?
All right, okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna get serious.
While recording? Wow.
That's not okay. All right. Am I the asshole for publicly shaming 2 elderly neighbors and filing a lawsuit against them? Bit of a tone shift.
It's not funny to yell at old people. It isn't funny, and I'm not laughing.
Yeah, you're not laughing.
Okay.
All right, get fucking ready.
Okay.
All right.
Not serious. This is a serious time.
Yeah, this is a serious time.
I'm not laughing.
Yeah, okay. All right. All right, I'm just surprised at how fucking quick you were like, fucking these old people.
I'm sorry. I'm fucked up. It's not. I'm not fucked up because I don't think it's funny.
Yeah, you don't think it's funny?
We should respect our elders, okay? I believe in that.
Okay,
that's what my morals are.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I, male 30s, live in a mid-sized apartment building with a pretty standard setup. There's a building council that oversees maintenance, budget, admin stuff, etc. Everything went relatively smooth until 2 elderly neighbors, let's call them Mike and Maud, both in their 60s or 70s, decided to make the building their personal chessboard. Yeah,
Blueprints posting?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Mike and Maud got themselves voted onto the council this year, but not exactly by the book. They took over the annual assembly as, quote, president and, quote, secretary of the season, despite not being neutral parties, changed the voting rules mid-meeting and ignored every objection that didn't suit them.
Whoa. Political intrigue.
Yeah. This
Holy
is fucking
shit.
Game of Thrones, dude.
Oh my god.
The official minutes that came out later, full of omissions and lies, including a claim that the vote for the council, which they now sat on, was unanimous.
Oh my god.
Spoiler.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
I was the only one actually voted in through real consensus. Since then, they've overstepped their role over and over, publishing official documents before they were even registered with local authorities, acting on behalf of the building without authorization, and most recently trying to get me to sign off on a contract, quote, as a council, without even involving the building's administrator. That's illegal where we live.
Okay.
Earlier this year, Mike made a completely false claim that the community could be subject to asset seizures due to a pending labor lawsuit.
What the fuck?
Again, not how the law works. I'm fairly certain that was meant to scare everyone into letting them settle things without review or transparency.
Holy shit.
This is a political coup.
Why do you think I'm going to have any advice for this? I know nothing about what's going on.
I just sue him. I don't just go for the lawsuit.
Sure.
Next
is this because they're saying council and not HOA? Is this UK?
Maybe, because it's in an apartment building, so it's like not condos, I assume.
Okay.
Yeah.
weird.
Maybe like a renters union, something like that.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I know they say like the housing council or something over there. So I don't know.
Yeah. I tried to handle things quietly. I've been patient. I've offered peaceful ways out. But now I've filed a lawsuit to challenge the legitimacy of the assembly minutes and their action. I'm also preparing a full public report to the community detailing everything. And yeah, it names names. I've been told I'm being petty or cruel, that they're elderly and maybe they didn't mean harm. But at some point, not meaning harm still leads to serious consequences. They've lied, manipulated, and acted like they were above oversight. The community deserves the full truth. Am I the asshole for going full transparency mode and dragging them publicly and legally after trying to keep things civil for months? There's a TLDR, but you get the story, yeah.
Yeah. But fucking, okay. My opinion is always, as long as you are a public citizen and you exist normally and, you know, you're like, oh, you know, you're a citizen. You and me, we're on the same level. We're citizens. As soon as you're on a council and you're like lying to me and manipulating me into thinking that, oh, we should just settle, we should just do this, blah, 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 then fucking no, you're not old anymore. You're above me, bro.
Yeah, so
I get to criticize you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're working for me now. You're the police, you're working for me now. I don't care how fucking old you are.
Yeah.
You work for me. You're a public servant.
I think it's crazy that this is their like political coup. Like,
I don't think it's crazy. Old people need something to do.
And it's just these two were like, let's fucking take over this building.
Okay. You don't understand the amount of people that as soon as they get into a position of just literally any power over anyone else. I mean, you probably know it from food service.
Oh yeah, no.
Because in that moment, it's a power dynamic where they know that they have a little bit of power over you.
Yeah.
And they use it to the full extent of the fucking law because they are so pissed off at their own shitty little lives that they have to take it out on a fucking teenager or something.
Yeah.
And especially like people that get into their 60s and 70s and they just feel like, you know, just eras and eras of people being shitty to them and taking advantage and thinking that they had to do that. It's why you always see like boomers or Gen Xers going fucking crazy on people. Yeah. Absolutely insane. It's because they think they can bully people into doing what they want because that's what happened to them.
Yeah. Because I do think it is really funny. Not funny, I guess, but it is interesting that people are like, oh, come on, they're old. Just let them do this.
Let them what? Fuck over your housing? No, they're old. What the fuck? We shouldn't just let them do whatever they want to me.
It's okay to do a little bit of document manipulation. Just a little
crazy.
bit.
That's crazy.
Dude, watching, you know, honestly, like Heisenberg, Walter White should have gotten away with it because of how old he was. Like, honestly, I don't know why we're all complaining about him.
He has cancer.
He has cancer and he's old.
He's allowed to sell meth to children.
Yeah, and then also buy a car wash and fucking fake the books on it.
That's what he did?
I think so, yeah.
Damn, he just spoiled Breaking Bad for me with the
yeah, that's the main plot twist, now, that he owns a car wash.
If you're young and you're a lawyer and you want to get one over on your brother, that's where it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And your name is Saul Goodman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And if you want to dabble in a little bit of chicanery, that's okay with me.
Yeah, exactly. Because also he's older than you, so like
he is older than, so fuck him. Yeah. I'm sick and tired of the ageist views of a podcast. We'll save this really. You don't fucking mean it, dude. Holy shit.
I just...
No, I don't think anyone should be allowed to fuck with your housing even if they're old. That's a dumb fucking idea. Yo, but hey, I know this guy just made you homeless.
But listen, he's old.
He is old. So,
he doesn't know what he's doing.
That was why we didn't want to vote for Joe Biden. Or that wasn't why I didn't want to vote for Joe Biden. I didn't give a shit. Apparently everybody fucking else did. But
that was the straw that broke everyone's camel's back.
Apparently that was what everyone was upset about.
No,
it's about his fucking actions. Once again, it's the same thing. I don't care. Maybe the reason he's doing this he's doing a bad job is because he's old. I don't care. Then fire him. I don't care. then he should be retiring.
Yeah, what's he wasting his fucking time on?
If their age is causing them to be bad at their jobs, they shouldn't have the job. They should be living in retirement, being taken care for.
Yeah. But no, fuck. Well, honestly, we don't need to take care of our old. Honestly, fuck them.
No, it's just people that are like, just push them away and don't do anything with them.
Yeah.
No, probably they just are. This is a cry for help.
Yeah.
They want their kids to talk to them. Probably.
Yeah, but they don't have that.
Yeah.
So it's time to.
Because they fucked up in life.
I'm gonna take over this entire apartment block,
and I'm just gonna be a horrible person about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now
everyone
you're
voted
just
for me, and everyone claps. Yeah,
that's crazy. No, you shouldn't take shit like that from people. That's wild.
I think I just thought it was funny. I don't know. I guess you can't extrapolate more into like how old Congress is or whatever. But also, I mean,
this guy mugged me on the street, but he was really old.
Yeah.
Is that okay? No, that always genuinely though, that does always make me think like when I was a kid, like there was a neighbor that was older because we lived in like a condominium, like a set of condominiums that were mostly owned by old people as like retirement and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember I was a kid and I would come home on the school bus and I'd walk home, and then our next door neighbors, they would like, they would be like, oh, hi. And like sometimes we'd go in and sometimes we'd, look at we'd talk and stuff.
Yeah.
And the guy would say hi to me all the time. And then one day my dad walks me home from the school bus, and he goes, that guy says hi to you all the time? I was like, yeah, he even invited me in or something, blah, blah, blah. And my dad's like, don't do that. And I was like, why? I don't think he's a bad guy because, it's Atlanta, so it's city, so stranger danger was very much drilled into my head.
No, yeah,
because I'm interacting with a lot of people, and I was like, oh, he's not a danger. He's my neighbor. And my dad was like, no, even your neighbor can be dangerous. And I was like, but he's old. He's a nice old man. And my dad was like, you need to especially worry about nice old men. And I was like, oh, I was like, those are the most dangerous, actually.
Yeah.
They actually are the worst. And
yeah,
I was
so
like,
you better be fucking careful.
Oh, well, because, my dad was old. And
so
I was like, oh, he's like my
people...
dad. And I think that was I think it was a real fear that since my dad was older, I would trust older men more. Because I would view them as like, oh, you're just like my dad, who's a nice guy.
Like they can use that to their advantage, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They're probably fucking thrilled that I'm a young girl and I'm like super chill with older men. You know what I mean?
But Sarah, have you considered the fact that they're old, so they should be allowed to do whatever they want?
And, to be fair, like my dad was being safe and he was doing a good shit. That guy was fine.
Oh yeah.
I think he was just from the age of like, your neighbors talk to each other and like they would give us like food and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think they had any. He ended up being like a nice guy, and his wife was a nice woman too.
Yeah.
And, they were nice people. So but it was a good lesson to learn, and it just drives me fucking crazy that people are still to this day like, no, old people can't do any harm. They've done all the harm.
They can still do it, actually. Yeah.
Yes. They absolutely can.
Yeah. So funny, man.
It doesn't mean they don't deserve care.
No, they do deserve care. And they deserve plenty of because we neglect our elderly in this country.
Right.
And we're talking about the USA specifically right now.
Yeah.
But
under the guise of care.
Yeah, and that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I can understand a little bit of retaliation in those kind of instances. That being said,
this is about a job.
This is about one job, yeah.
Yeah.
Even in one apartment building.
Yeah. No. That's a crazy one.
Again,
where did you pull that out from?
I think that was just Am I the Asshole?
Wow.
Yeah, this is just an Am I the Asshole one.
You don't get ones like that anymore, man.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, man.
That wasn't even legal advice. That's crazy.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Okay. This one went viral.
Okay.
Like mega viral.
Like in the time of like...
In the last week.
Okay.
I've seen it on multiple social medias that aren't Reddit.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I have to read it because it's really good.
Okay.
Okay.
We're getting on it first is what I'm hearing?
No.
Because we're the only... Well, I mean, for the Reddit podcasts.
No, I'm sure other people have done this one. For sure. But it's really good, and I'm not going to not do it.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
Like, shit, man, everyone's doing ours. So...
Fuck it,
yeah. What the fuck? It's Reddit, you know?
This will be the first one that goes out this week. Gotcha. Got it.
Yes, that's why I'm choosing it. Okay. am I the asshole for quote unquote training a guy, quote unquote, like a dog?
Sit. Roll over. And do your taxes.
Do your taxes. Okay.
Get the
Everybody knows
on.
those dog taxes.
Yeah.
All right. I, 23 female, have recently started seeing this guy, 26 male. He's super pretty, but he's kind of emotionally unavailable, and he's alluded to an unstable/unhealthy childhood.
Like a dog.
For context, I also work with socializing abused and neglected dogs at a local shelter, and I think how much time I spend with the dogs is impacting the way I interact with people.
It's not funny.
It's not funny, man. It's serious. When we were on a date, I started subconsciously making mental notes about him, like the notes I'd make about a dog.
I don't know why I'm crying. I don't know why this is getting to me.
As a person from an abused childhood as well, which I do have to say I am this, so it's okay to laugh.
Yeah.
If someone did this to me, what she explains, I'm fine with it.
Okay, all right, okay.
Maybe this is how we need to treat all people that are...
Maybe we should learn something from this,
you know, whatever. Just because dogs get
That's
it
so funny.
doesn't mean I don't want it, you know?
Okay, all right,
Shit.
okay, I'm not gonna laugh. It's not funny.
Okay,
it's not
okay.
funny.
For example, I noticed when we went out to dinner, I noticed he ate really quickly and was very anti-sharing. Parentheses, resource guarding. And parentheses.
All right, you're doing that on purpose. You're doing that. Okay, if you can connect what's going on.
Real,
this isn't
sure,
real. Yeah,
but it's great. It's good. It's really good.
You have the clicker. You have the
yeah. But when I offered to pay and suggested dessert, it seemed to make him really happy and a little calmer. Parentheses, food motivated. And parentheses.
Pavlovian style.
He's really particular about his car. Parentheses, territorial / crate aggression. And parentheses. The car is your crate, man. That's funny as hell.
That says a lot about society,
man.
yeah.
He likes when I pick where we go / what we do, eager to please, etc. So I've started using the tactics I'd use on a dog with similar problems.
Okay.
Oh, man, this is good shit. And this is actually really funny that I said I would like this.
Yeah.
Because of what I'm going to say.
You would want to have happen to you.
And you know this, which is crazy. So it's crazy that you don't do this to me. Okay.
Write it down. All right. I don't have a pen on me, but let's pretend there is.
Recently, a friend, 22 female, pointed out that it's weird that I keep peanut M&Ms on me with the specific purpose of offering the guy one when I see him and offering them again whenever I can tell he feels vulnerable. She said that I'm being an asshole because he's a person, not a dog, so I shouldn't be training him like one. I don't think that's fair. I'm not trying to control him or anything. I just want him to feel comfortable with me the same way I need the animals I'm helping to be comfortable with me. Humans and animals aren't that different after all. We all just want to feel safe and cared for. The guy hasn't noticed yet as far as I can tell. The problem is my technique is yielding really positive results. Am I the asshole? Should I stop? No. I'm telling you as a child of as a survivor of childhood abuse, keep doing it. That sounds awesome, and I want everyone to do it to me.
Is that why whenever I go to 7-Eleven and I get the peanut M&Ms, you're like, hell yeah?
Well, yeah, because I love peanut M&Ms. Wait, it is okay. The thing you learn from this isn't that all people who came from an unstable household love peanut M&Ms.
That was the lesson I learned.
No, it's that maybe we should get the people we love little treats. Maybe that's it.
Maybe if that is
it.
Yeah, okay, all right, yeah. That's
anyway. This one's really good, and whoever wrote this, you're good at writing these, and you should write more of these
for
me,
please.
Our entertainment.
Yeah, holy shit.
And
dude,
also,
the parentheses.
What's the problem with this? I don't have an issue.
I don't think you're training. If this was real, it's not.
Yeah.
But is that? I mean, okay, giving someone a treat, is that the only justification you ever need to make it seem like you're training them like a dog?
Weirdly, I think it's an emotionally mature reaction to somebody from an unstable household feeling very like having maybe not super good behaviors. Because, you know, they always say the, like, you know that fucking RuPaul quote where it's if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? That has done immense damage on just the dating world in general. It's been twisted to mean if you're in any way not perfect, you can't date somebody.
Can't be loved, sorry.
And you have to damn yourself to a state of perpetual working on yourselfism and perfectionism before you can dare be loved by somebody else.
How many lobsters do I have to consider before I can love? Before
I'm allowed to love.
Yeah.
And it's dumb. It's really dumb, and it's actually quite ableist, I think, in instances where you're dealing with you know, a chronic illness or like just, you know, ADHD. I feel like when we were learning that we had ADHD, I was looking up like, why does my boyfriend do this? Why does my boyfriend do this? Does my boyfriend have this? Blah, blah, blah. And I would get many articles that were like, my boyfriend does this too, and he has ADHD. And honestly, it's a relationship ruiner. If you don't have ADHD in your and you can look it up. If you are neurotypical and your partner is neurodivergent, it's almost impossible to have a relation, and it scared the shit out of me.
So stay in your fucking lane, neurodivergence, all right?
Who's like, you shouldn't date a disabled person.
That's crazy. That's not okay.
And we wonder why we have eugenics right now. That's eugenics, man.
That is eugenics, yeah.
It's at least one of the stepping stones. At least, yeah. If not it, you know? And it's like, damn, man. Shit. And now I look back on that, I'm like, that's so stupid.
That's
you literally just have to consider your partner.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. I don't know. And like, yeah, I think it's better. You know, it literally is like, this is just a treat version of just communicating and like helping your partner understand themselves.
Like,
or
maybe you should talk about it, but also like when someone is traumatized like that, like if he does come from a bad household and stuff, or, you know, if he comes from he's had a bad childhood and is unstable, like you say, then, I mean, the problem with that is you're not a therapist and it's dangerous to try to get that trauma out of people by yourself.
Yeah.
You should, like, you know, ideally in the relationship, there should be communication about it and like an opening up and an accepting of each other's like inner person. I think that's I can't imagine being in this relationship and not opening up about my childhood or not opening up about your childhood and then us not accepting each other for it. Because then I feel like there's no possible way we would feel safe with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
There's always going to be if I open up, are they going to change on me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we've done that with each other, and now we've shown to each other over time, nah, I accept you. And I think this is just being like, oh, this guy probably has some stuff going on, instead of thinking, oh, fuck this guy. I'm not getting what I want, I'm going to move on. Immediately being like, oh, this guy probably has a unstable whatever, or him opening up about it, and then you responding with kindness.
Yeah.
And wanting to make him feel safe, I think is a very emotionally mature.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
And I think that's great. And I get it, the like a dog stuff is funny. And people are going to be like, no, you're treating him like a dog. That's disrespectful inherently.
I mean, is giving giving kindness to a dog and then you give kindness to a human, would you say that that's training them like a dog?
I think the way they wrote it is not great, but it's like, it's funny.
I will say, putting in parentheses after like every single little thing that you think it is, I think is a little bit.
If you have to think of it that way, I think
that is your job. Whatever. Yeah.
I think you're just recognizing parallels. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Which is like, yes, I think a lot of times with animals that do come from abusive backgrounds, there is a parallel.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay. Well, that also makes you a good writer because you're finding the parallels between the animal world and the human world. Yeah.
Well, there were a lot of spelling mistakes on this, I will say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not ChatGPT. Unless it is, and they said put spelling mistakes.
Please misspell everything. Thank you.
Please, yeah.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's really good.
That's just good. Yeah,
And yeah,
it's not funny.
Please have. I think honestly, if you're a person that just like shit, man, George W. Bush did so much shitty shit, and he ruined a lot of people's lives and killed a lot of people. And even he's well liked by Democrats because he shows up with chocolate every 2 seconds. He's constantly giving.
He's got us by the balls, Sarah.
Have you seen all the photos of him giving Michelle Obama chocolate?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that is.
They love him. They love him so much.
I don't know why I just thought of the Abed giving everyone in the community chocolate.
Well, yeah, it's a good thing to do. Yeah.
Solved it.
She's not saying that people is dogs. She's saying dogs is people. You know what I mean?
And then we learn something from them. God, it's so funny, man.
I'd rather someone do this
than not anything at all, or
then say I can't be in a relationship with someone with trauma.
Yeah, that's
and if you have trauma, you should never be in a relationship.
You should figure that shit out before.
Honestly, the first thing, I can't be in a relationship with someone with trauma. It's fine. That's a personal boundary. But then people do sometimes do the opposite of if you have trauma, it's irresponsible to be in a relationship, which I think is really dehumanizing and terrible.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Just give people chocolate.
Give them the chocolate, man.
Yeah, man. Shit.
Be nice. Yeah. Oh, man. That almost made me cry. Fuck,
I know. It's so really good.
Funny.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Do I have a funny one? Problem. No. Give up on that dream.
Yeah.
Wow. I really went ham on. What is it?
Zoning laws? Do I have to do
zoning laws?
Zoning
yeah, just
one?
More zoning laws. Yeah.
No, I don't know anything.
Oh, this one's okay. All right. Okay. All right. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I was born in a car?
I'm holding my tongue because I'm like, what does that mean? What does it mean? Like, please explain yourself, dude.
I've been with my girlfriend for over 5 years, over which time I've told a few fairy tales that were more like practical jokes, time bombs, than lies. I always expected them to get found out. You know what I mean.
I do actually know. I unfortunately do know because I have done this.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah.
One of them was that I was born in the Australian bush, far from a hospital. True. And when my mother went into labor, my father rushed her to the hospital in his ute, Australian pickup truck. True. But didn't make it on time. False. And had to deliver me himself in the back tray of the ute. False. Being a bushy, he's delivered plenty of calves, lambs, and foals. It wasn't a big deal. I thought it was just a bit funny, and I expected one day to be caught.
Okay.
Anyway, at my parents' place last weekend, my girlfriend brought it up to my father. Just in passing, my mother laughed, stopped her, and got her to recite the whole story as I told it. Instead of everyone laughing at the hoax, they're all mad at me and don't understand what would motivate me to make up such a story.
They're mad at you?
For lying about how you were born, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Now my girlfriend won't speak to me. She says she can't trust me and that it's all over. The thing is, that's just one of several pranks I've told her. There are more ticking away.
Oh, no, honey.
Am I the asshole for pranking her, or does she just not have a sense of humor?
No. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't think that's necessarily that bad because I mean, I guess I've done it. I'm sorry. I'm a liar. I'm sorry. You cut me. I'm sorry, but no, I think you're just a fuck. I'm like, okay. Let me.
Yeah. I want to get it. All right.
It depends on how it's received, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
The moralness of lying, how it's received determines whether it was okay or not.
And I think in this time, and
it's
what seems like
okay.
going to be multiple more times, it probably won't be.
If you told me that you lied about how you were born or whatever to me, I would look you straight in your face and I would tell you I don't remember what you said because I don't fucking care. And that's the difference. It would be fine if you lied to me that way, because I'm not going to be like, you're going to lie to me in the future. But it matters to this woman, which means that it matters.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be going around lying to people before you know their stance on lying
Also,
about small things.
Lying about other people that's close to you that could eventually lead to the story being told of lies.
I mean, but he said that he wanted it to be found out. It's a different type of joking.
Okay, all right. Because in my head, it's like, I mean, you still like you wanted to get caught after robbing the store. But I just like, you still robbed the store.
Yeah. But it's not I mean, it depends on if you think it's a crime. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you think it's a crime, then yeah.
Okay.
But I will say also, it's not. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me come clean. All right.
Okay.
I haven't lied to you about anything.
Okay.
So that's not it.
By the way, I'm not saying don't lie in relationships if you don't feel comfortable telling the truth. I am not.
Yeah, no.
I think this is a different
situation.
thing. Yeah, sorry. I just
this
wanted
is
to
like,
make it
is
clear.
it okay to lie for fun?
Yeah. Okay.
In a relationship,
and the answer is it depends.
I've gone on the records and have said that during times in my life where I had no strings attached to anybody else, I have lied for fun many times.
Okay, you said you're gonna come clean.
Be honest, it was really fun. And honestly, if you're bored and you don't have anything, you're in college, you don't have kids, you don't have you're talking to a stranger that you're never going to see again for the rest of your life. Lie for fun. I think you should. I think it's fun and it's creative and you're a storyteller. You know what I mean? You're telling a story and I think that's fun and sometimes it'll get you a job, okay? Sometimes it's useful, all right? Jesus.
Yeah, okay. You have to come clean about something is what you said.
So in high school, and I've probably told this story before and you're going to be like, oh, I know that. Yeah.
Okay, no, but that's fine.
Okay, in high school, I will say it was to people that at the time I didn't hold in very high esteem.
Okay.
And I was sick and tired of talking
just
to these
fucking
people.
talking with them, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was, boys.
Okay, yeah.
They're irritating me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had a friend and I was obsessed with this musical artist that he had released a piece of merch that was like a key.
Oh, okay.
On a necklace, and I was wearing it a lot, and it was very like it wasn't like a real key. It was just like a little decorative key, and I wore it all the time because I was obsessed. I was like 14-year-old obsessed with like a pop star or something, but it was like an indie musical artist.
Okay.
Named Voltaire. That's who I was obsessed with.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wore this key around my neck. And I had this friend in drama school, and he was like, "What does that key go to?" Because I would get asked this all the time, and he wasn't flirting with me. It was just like, he's like it's your friend who's a boy who's irritating. Once you said
drama school, also I get why.
It's irritating, and I would get the shit all the time. So I would make up different things for the key, and so it would be like, "Oh, is that the key to my heart?" And I would be like, "Yeah, give it to me. Give me your heart." Just stupid shit like that.
Yeah. I don't even say that's a lie. That's just you joking. Yeah.
No, well, that's what I thought it was.
For those, at least. Yeah. But okay.
Right. So then this guy, whatever. And then I started saying, as a key to my chastity belt. And he was like, wow, really? And I thought he was joking. All right. I thought he was joking. And I was like, yes. Yeah. And it was like, you have to wear a chastity belt? I was like, yeah. Why do you think I have the key? And he was like, oh, okay, damn. And he started asking me all these questions about the chastity belt. He was like, do you take it off to pee? And I was like, no, there's a hole. Or I don't know. I was just like making shit up, man. And I was just like treating it like an improv. I really treated.
This is your yes-anding to the extreme.
Well, that's what I would do at school. Is I would show up at school and I would just get into these conversations and I was really like a fucking comedian trying to make jokes every day. I really was like, I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna make somebody fucking laugh today.
Yeah.
And I would come home if I didn't make people laugh, I would get upset about it. Like I really tried very hard, and I do think it was like I boosted a skill of making people like me. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And it was very straight. It was, now I look at it and I think it's masking. But I do. But yeah, in this instance, I was like, you know what? I have a crude enough skill. And now I can manipulate this person, kind of, in a joking way. And I legitimately thought for 6 months a long time.
Yeah.
He was joking. And he came up to me at one point and it was like, oh, I was gonna, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And he was like, oh, but you don't have your key. I was like, what? Because I didn't have my key on. And he was like, you had your key for your chastity belt. And I was like, what? Wait a minute. You think I actually wear a chastity belt? And he was like, you told me that. And he was pissed. Because he legitimately thought for 6 months
that was what that was.
Yeah. So that was lie number 1. And he was really, I think it genuinely damaged our friendship and trust.
Trust in me. Okay, yeah. Which I guess is a understandable outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, at this point in time, I had done this a separate time to a different person.
Okay, all right.
It wasn't the same lie either.
Sometimes you just gotta to keep your batting average up. You just gotta try to keep hitting. Just gotta keep going for it.
It's like, and it's also like shit, man. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so okay, and I was really into I was trying to do dark comedy.
Okay,
so this is fucked up, but it's funny now looking back on it because who the fuck, what the hell? So I was talking to my friend and she was telling me something that was very serious about her life.
Okay.
No, it wasn't to her. She knew about all right. She was like my best friend at the time.
Gotcha,
so it was like, it wasn't that. And then this boy that I didn't know well at the time, but I had a class with who knew her was coming up and was just like cutting up and was like trying to get in on our conversation.
Yeah.
And she was quite upset. And so I was like, hey, can you please fuck off? We're having a conversation. But it was one of those shits where you're in a hallway, you can't really go off by yourself as a kid, even though you need to.
Yeah.
And there were people in the bathroom, so it wasn't going to be like, whatever. And he just wouldn't stop talking to us. And he was like, what are you talking about? I want to know. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. And she was quite upset. And then I turned to him and I said, we're talking about, we're in a cult. Is what I said. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, at night, we go out to graveyards and we dig up bodies. And that's it. That's all we do. We're just in a cult where we do this. And somehow it grew to be like a necrophiliac cult. Like body exhuming cult. And he was like, wow, that's fucked up. And I was like, yeah, she's upset with me. I think at some point she was like, I'm not in it because she didn't want to be a part of the lie.
I wonder why.
Yeah. And I was like, no, it's just me. And I was like, I'm falling on my sword for my friend. So he fucks off. And I'm gonna weird him out. So he leaves me alone.
Yeah.
And then this guy goes, wow, well, I feel like you've told me a very deep secret about yourself today. So I'm going to tell you one of my secrets.
Okay, now I remember this.
I'm not going to say.
No, of course not. Yeah.
And, and I was like, okay. And then he told us a secret about himself that I will not say. I will never divulge.
No, of
because
course, yeah.
it is
it's actually a real secret.
And it is real.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. But I was like, that's not that bad. Whatever. It wasn't. He's just normal guy. And so then he left and he was like, but mine's not as bad as yours. And I was like, you're right. You're so right.
Yeah.
King. Go off, King. And then we became better friends over the next 2 years. And I was like, nobody would think that that's real. Nobody would think that that's real. That's crazy. That's a crime. That's a crime. It's a fucked up crime. It would have been
reported in the news.
He would think and I'm like 14. I'm not doing that. I can't even get out of the house,
Yeah.
So we're playing Two Truths and a Lie, senior year of high school, in a group with a lot of other people around. And it gets to him, and he says it is lie. He's trying to get me because I'm like, and he goes, well, at least I'm not in a necrophiliac death cult. And he looks at me, and he's like, And every one of my friends looks at me like, what? And I go, me fucking neither. And he's like, what do you mean? You told me. No, you have to. And I'm like, I lied, bro, obviously. And he's like, but wait, I told you the thing. And I'm like, yeah, you did. Sorry. I was like, no, you have to tell me a secret. And I was like, no, I fucking don't. I'm not going to. I'm like, I don't actually have any. I'm a normal fucking person. I don't know what you want from me. Yeah, and then I realized that you can't just fucking lie to people.
Yeah.
They'll fucking believe you.
You learned a lesson that day.
I did, and I stopped. I stopped doing that,
Okay.
except for Mormons. Mormons, I'll lie to Mormons a lot.
That's very okay. Yeah. Okay.
I lie very often to Mormons.
Funny.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
It's great. I think it's one of the better things that I've done in my life. I think it's really like I peaked in high school with that.
Christ,
It
man.
was good stuff.
So in this very specific, your very specific case, you understand that
Listen,
okay, it was
it's
bad.
like teenager stuff. It's like, you're
What's
joking.
the age real quick? You're joking.
He's probably like 30 and he shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
at 30.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
You
all
know,
right.
you shouldn't. I wouldn't be bothered by it because it's not important to me how somebody else is born. But I can see how in a relationship you might be like,
Or then-
you did lie to me and that's fucked up.
Where then also your parents are like, that's not how it fucking happened.
And I do also think it could be very embarrassing
Yeah.
when you're in a public thing and somebody else is, which now I feel bad for the guy that was
Yeah.
like, I fucking lied to you, bitch. It feels, I will say I get OP because it feels awesome. It feels really good when you got somebody like that.
But there are consequences.
There are
all right?
consequences.
There are consequences. The
I
views.
will say the guy took it very well. He thought it was funny.
Okay.
He
all
thought it
right,
was fun.
okay. Cool. But other than that, yeah. The
Yeah.
views of Sarah on lying are not representative of APWSTR Productions
Also
as
not
a
my
whole.
views currently, yeah. So, I was a silly bitch in high school.
And he's just being a silly little guy.
It
yeah.
was just, I think he thought he was being a silly that he didn't realize that he hurt her
How-
that bad.
Yeah, so I get
And
that.
he did fuck himself up by doing like 20 of them. And
just
not
waiting. Just
Yeah.
lying. Solved it?
solved it. Okay. Which one do you want? Okay. Because I got 3 more, right?
Yeah.
I have one about cheating. That is I'm going to give you the titles of the next 3.
Okay.
I know. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Hold on. No, that's fine. I know I'm going to eventually cheat on my wife, but I'm not going to leave her.
Dude, I saw that one.
That one's good. My cousin gave himself gout to spite me.
Not funny. It's not funny.
It's not funny, man. And she said no exception, then begged me for one, which actually I have to find a different one because that one's deleted.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Of those two, I'm down for that first one because I did see the title of that one. That was like Am I the X or Am I the Devil? One of those two.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But
I will say I did get a lot from Am I the Devil this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They're
so I
pretty
get
good.
it. There were some good
Yeah.
ones this week for the first time in what I feel like is a while. Yeah.
Okay. So this is from this is a new subreddit. New subreddit alert. Ding ding ding.
All right.
From r/cake eater, which I assume is about cheating and about like
Is it like
want your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I know I'm going to eventually cheat on my wife, but I'm not going to leave her. I'm not going to leave her.
I'm
okay.
foot in the. Oh, wait, that's the first sentence too.
Yeah, that's the first sentence.
Doubling down. All right.
Doubling down. I'm emotionally invested and selfishly want her to myself. Okay.
Okay. Christ.
Yeah,
Okay.
is this guy an asshole? Who knows?
Yeah.
In the beginning, she was very sexual. We sexted, had wake-up sex, and hooked up every time we hung out. After about 2 years, it slowed down. I was lucky if we had sex once a week, let alone once a month. She eventually admitted she only acted that way because she believed it was the only way to keep a long-term relationship going. She personally has no interest in sex. We had numerous conversations about this before marriage. It almost led to a breakup a few times, but by then I was already too emotionally invested. I married her, blinded by love, foolishly thinking I could eventually get over never having sex again. As much as I wanted to accept it, I couldn't. I noticed myself growing colder, shorter with her. I stopped caring about her happiness.
Gee, okay.
Cool, man. And I saw how much that hurt her. Ironically, that made me realize I couldn't keep letting my resentment bleed into our life. Which is when
I got the best solution.
you should divorce,
Yeah,
right?
no, yeah.
What do you think this guy does?
I'm assuming not divorce.
Yeah, is it A, divorce? Is it B, separate? Or is it C, make up a bunch of weird bullshit rules for himself? That is weird and dumb.
There's a Daniel Tosh joke, weirdly, that's like, as long as I feel bad about it, it's not cheating.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this
is. That
is.
what this is going to become? Great.
Yeah, so I made a vow to stay hopeful and in a crazy roundabout way, protect her happiness.
What?
It's not
That's
that.
not really.
You were lying to yourself and her. I've accepted that one day I will cheat. Cool, man. I haven't yet, but I know I will. She will never know. I've just written about it on the internet.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make her know.
There's no paper trail at all in writing it out.
Yeah, I've spent time reading and taking notes to make sure of it. What the fuck does that mean?
I've been studying the way of the cheater. The pitfalls.
Well, you study the blade. I learned
cheating.
how to cheat.
Instead of going to the courthouse. And ending this in one night. Just one night.
Both of our suffering, man.
Yeah.
1, keep it casual. Only hookups. Use dating apps with fake names. Anonymous Reddit meetups. Somebody check his hard drive right now. Or in-person flings. Nothing that can tie back to me personally.
Don't dating apps. You have to have a photo of yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't.
How the fuck?
I mean, all of this is stupid. She's gonna find out.
Yeah.
2, find plausible excuses. A job, a hobby, car meets, anything she has no interest in.
Car meets? Have you ever shown interest in getting in like drag races on the street?
Yeah, I guess. 3, never use my primary phone. Get a backup phone, store it off property, never bring it home.
Get a storage locker. Get a pedestal. One phone. Lock it, dude. If you gotta treat it like it's a museum. If it gets opened without your permission, just alarms start blaring.
Pew, pew.
Wife. Oh no.
Oh god. 4, never give out my real name. Parentheses, fake name only. Consistently. 5, never let people take pictures of me. No Snapchats. No selfies. Nothing. You get the point. I have ironed out every detail. She will most definitely never know.
Sure, bud.
She gets jealous easily, even of porn, whether animated or real. You didn't need to put that in there, man. You could have gotten through all of this.
You could have just stopped at even saying porn.
You didn't
have to go.
I'm not judging, all right?
Listen. We're sex positive.
Yeah, we're sex positive. You just don't need to, like, I'm worried about you, bro.
Yeah.
Just listen. I shouldn't be because you're an asshole, but like, holy crap.
You goon too close to the sun, man.
Yeah. I hope this humiliation kink of yours is
paying off.
It's paying off
dividends.
With this,
yeah.
You know? I know an open relationship would never work for her. I know the risks aren't zero, but with everything I've put in place, I've accepted whatever consequences could happen if it ever does come back to me. Now, this is why I chose this one. Because you might be like, Sarah, we don't normally do ones like these, right? What the hell?
Right, yeah.
I believe in Ayn Rand's philosophy of love.
All right. Okay. Okay. I think not only should you divorce, I think you should like find a really tall cliff and, you know, put two and two together.
Take a long walk off a short pier. Love is selfish. You don't love someone out of pure altruism. You love someone because of the values and virtues they hold, and you selfishly want to experience those things exclusively through them, not to share them with the world. Honey, it's selfish that I married you. Think about all the women that could love me.
Yeah,
you're so selfish for wanting me and only me to love you. You know, you're so selfish for wanting safety and security in a relationship. That's selfish. Fuck yourself. I hate that so much.
That'd be so funny if this is like someone from like my creative writing class who had to read Ayn Rand every fucking year.
They also hate Ayn Rand. They're just doing this for internet points.
Yeah, or no, they love Ayn Rand and it's just one. It's a guy I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christ.
I love my wife. No, you don't.
Sure.
Her mind, her heart, her spirit. I love her sass, her humor, her tenderness.
How about you don't fucking cheat on her then?
Yeah, don't fucking cheat on her.
If you actually do love her.
I want to be the only one who knows and experiences those parts of her. I won't throw all of that away. Wait, I want to be the only one who knows and experiences those parts so she can't cheat on you.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I want to be the only one. We
can't have an open relationship. It has to be closed off. It has to be...
But he said that they can't have an open relationship because she gets jealous. But he's describing that he's jealous of other people having sex with his wife.
Of that, yeah, so...
He's saying... Okay, so he was like...
Okay, yeah, earlier he was like, she gets jealous
easily. I know an open relationship would never work for her.
Okay.
Saying that it's a possibility, but she wouldn't want it.
But then he's also, he would get jealous.
I want to be the only one who knows and experienced these parts of her.
Yeah, because that means you would get jealous
if somebody else had any romantic... So the reason he's not getting divorced with her is because he's worried that she will fall in love with a guy that will respect her boundaries. That's crazy.
God forbid. God forbid.
There's a special place in hell for this guy.
Yeah. That's...
Wow.
I mean, you know, weirdly enough, and it's sad, I do think this is true because of the Ayn Rand thing.
I mean...
I think this is a real...
I will say he's got his philosophy right. Like, he is selfish. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit, selfish asshole.
Piece of shit. I won't throw all of that away just because she can't fulfill one part of my needs. I'll get those needs met elsewhere and come back to her energetic, enthusiastic, and fully attentive. Top comment is get a good lawyer lined up, which is yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, man. I hope your wife. Somebody send this to his wife.
Yeah.
So you know that you accidentally married a guy who thinks Ayn Rand is smart and good enough for to be a life philosophy. That's the reason you should get
divorced. Yeah, not the wanting to.
When this is why when you talk to somebody and they're like, "I like Ayn Rand," it's a red flag.
It's a huge fucking red flag.
They're gonna cheat on you,
and they're gonna blame you.
And they're gonna blame you for it.
Yeah.
You need to get out of there. Wow. Can you imagine? Ayn Rand really, really ruined a lot of people.
Yeah. Ayn Rand really, like...
Wow.
The world is worse off for her existence. Yeah. That's... Like, I mean, to be fair, I think he still would have done this. Weirdly enough, if this is like some weird...
Yeah, he would have mental
gymnastics.
He would have found somebody to justify it. He would have found Schmand or something.
Yeah, like or fucking like an Andrew Tate or something like that. It would have eventually gotten in his algorithm. That
it's just the annoyingly altruistic side of it that gets me about it.
That's like, actually, it's good to be selfish.
I'm actually doing
progresses society.
I'm actually doing a good thing, and she's doing a bad thing by not having sex with me.
I'm just thinking of all the times I was fucking forced to read.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I know I'm missing the main point. Fuck this guy, right?
No, and I chose this specifically because you hate Ayn Rand so
much.
Yeah. Oh, you were right. Think about that. Think about you being a teenager reading it and being like, this is bullshit.
It's good to know I was correct as a teenager, and everyone needs to apologize.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane.
This person's horrible, and I hope his wife leaves him.
Yeah,
penniless.
And honestly,
and find someone who genuinely will respect her boundaries. I think and I think as I started reading, I was like, well, if she's. I mean, it sucks that she thinks that that's what it takes. You do not have to have consistent sex to have a happy relationship.
No, yeah,
I don't think so. We're both sexual beings, but it's not.
Yeah.
Because I know sometimes you say that and then people are like, oh, what, you're not having sex? No. It's like, no, we are. I'm just saying I've known people who are asexual.
Yeah, they can still have a romantic connection.
A popular shitty author has come out and said attacks against the asexual community lately. And I want to say, you didn't know?
I did not know this.
Oh, yeah, because you're not on Twitter, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she came out and she was like, asexual, remember, Bob. So she, on Asexual Awareness Day, and I tweeted, no, I've known many, 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 many people who are asexual, who are in relationships with people, who have sex, who like having sex, who are romantic, who like being romantic, or none of that.
Yeah.
I've known pretty much every flavor
Like,
of asexual person, and they exist in happy, fulfilling relationships with people that respect their boundaries.
yeah.
That change over time. And people that wait. I've known people that wait 7 years before holding hands. That are deeply in love and were the whole time.
Yeah. The spectrum of relationships, much like the spectrum of like, gender and stuff like that, is very wide reaching.
Yeah.
And I think it's silly, at the very least, to
force anybody
yeah,
to be one thing and to call them weird or strange or off, because it's not right.
Yeah, and I will say too, like, you can still, in this scenario, get away with saying loving your wife if you decided not going to cheat, but I do know that I'm not happy with this one specific thing, and I do want to respect her.
And yes, I do have needs, but that means that we can't be in a relationship.
Can't be together in a relationship, and we need to separate. I still like and respect you as a person.
Yeah.
Which you would do that if you were an adult. You're not, because you read Ayn Rand, and Ayn Rand keeps you at the mental age of 13.
Yeah, yes.
Like,
yes, you're not emotionally mature enough
to understand, like,
to have a wife at all, honestly. And you're an insane person for trying. Well, not insane. That's not. I'm trying to stop using
I know, and I've said it a lot like too, but it's
and
just
I feel bad. Yeah.
I'm not happy about it, but it's like
You're
the
wild,
mindset
man.
of this person is wild. Yeah.
It's wild, yeah.
And I don't respect you. I
don't respect you at all.
But like, I just wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I have no words.
Yeah. She can't fulfill my needs. I hate
that's such a shitty framing too. It's just, and I know he said that she would be jealous of porn, which also, I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel I can understand it, but I'm willing to bet if you had a conversation about like your quote unquote needs.
Well, it's one of those things that's also a compatibility thing.
Yeah.
That's also, if you're jealous of, if you're somebody that doesn't want their partner watching porn, I'm not mad at that at all. You're just a person that has that. I'm not that way, but I don't think that matters, really. I think you deserve to be in a relationship where somebody respects your boundaries.
Whatever your boundary is.
And that's your boundary, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if that's a boundary and that's not going to work out, divorce. Also, yeah, fuck you also for being like, maybe I was like, what is it, like manipulated into loving her, whatever that line was. Like,
let me read it again.
It was like something like I don't know what came over me.
Blinded by love.
Blinded by love.
When like you knew, she said what she wanted.
You had conversations beforehand.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
And you decided, no, I'm going to wait.
I'm going to wait it out.
And I will say, like, maybe he did think he could deal with it. And now I think there is a valid form of this relationship progression.
Where thinking that you could deal with it, realizing you can't.
You have sex a lot. She comes out as, actually, no, I don't actually want to have sex.
Or not have sex nearly as often.
Yeah, I don't want to do that as much. I'm not really interested in sex.
And I think this will help me with my relationship, keeping it longer, yeah.
And then you were like, well, but I do want sex, but I think I can deal with not having sex.
Fair to think
we're going to get married because we decided we want to get married. And now, you know what? I think I actually do really want sex. And then you get divorced.
Yeah.
I think all of that could be healthy.
It could be healthy.
But when you get into cheating and Ayn Rand, I think that's where you're going crazy, man.
You're starting to really lose me at the very least. Yeah.
Not crazy. Wild. You're getting wild, man.
You're being wild about this.
Yeah.
Just fucking divorce. People are so afraid of divorce, man.
You gotta get divorced, fam.
And
what's wild is it's not divorce. He's scared of her finding out. It truly is. That is what it is.
It's her finding out that.
No, her getting into a relationship
with someone else.
Someone better.
Yeah.
That's it. And they are inherently better because they respect her.
Yeah.
And you don't respect her.
And honestly, your Ayn Rand ideology is not going to help you understand why she would do something selfish when you should be the one doing something selfish.
And you know what? People will say like, oh, you being hard on men like this is pushing them into incel-dom when you're upset at them. When in reality, maybe we should all be attacking Ayn Rand for writing the ideology of incel.
We should also be saying you got fucked over.
Yeah, yes.
You got fucked over by Ayn Rand.
But men should be saying that. I'm not going to.
Yeah, I know. I should be saying that.
Yeah.
I am saying that. You guys got fucking conned. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah.
I've shouted it from the rooftops since I was 15, 14 years old.
Yeah.
And no one bat a goddamn eye.
Yeah.
And now our milk's not getting inspected. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus, get me off this fucking planet, man.
I know.
As in, kill me.
As in, I'm dead.
And by kill me, I mean put me in a
what's crazy
SpaceX
is
thing and let
someone
it
should
explode.
have done this to Ayn Rand. Someone should have.
Yeah.
You know, now we
Someone
gotta
should
deal
have
with
said no
it.
to publishing her.
I can't publish this. This is horse shit. I can't do this.
This is just
It's
bad.
horse shit that will ruin the world.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
This is not about opinion. This is
No.
about quality.
Yes.
Horrible.
I'm trying to do my job.
Oh, yeah. There's a secret society of all the rich white men who are super cool and awesome. Yeah, sure.
Oh, what a new idea.
Oh, that's crazy.
This would have gone fucking platinum in 1934.
That's dumb. Solved it though. Fuck you. Yes.
Yeah, solved it. Fuck you.
You're the asshole, etc.
YTA.
There was there was a lot of good ones from what the fuck is it called? Am I the Devil? Shit like that. Yeah. I do remember seeing that one though. That's
I hope that one's rage bait.
I hope it's rage bait too, but
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take the rage bait.
I'll
So I
take
can
the
shit on
rage bait.
Ayn Rand.
On my mom. Yeah, let's at least shit on Ayn Rand.
Yeah. All right, let's get these over now. I have to fucking eat, man. I'm shaking.
Oh, damn. I'm sorry, honey.
No, it's fine. Jokes. Awesome. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Am I the asshole for making what I assumed was a harmless joke in a group chat?
Let's see how harmless this joke is.
I will say it's kind of a stupid joke. As in, it's
but
a
once
silly...
again, it's the response, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. And also, how often you make a joke. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in a group chat with about 6 friends. One person, who I'm not very close to, posted a picture of a bunch of ingredients on a kitchen bench and said, making curry.
Oh, cool.
I didn't know what to reply, so I said, caking Murray. Someone else straight away blew up and said, why the fuck can't you just react? Can you just react or say nice like a normal person? Why has everything got to be a stupid joke? I honestly thought this was a joke at first, and I replied with an image of Elon Musk's face photoshopped onto Thomas the Tank Engine, and he replied once again saying, this is what I mean. Stop trying to be funny. You see what? Okay, you see where I'm going with this?
It's not funny.
It's not funny.
You're not funny. I'm not laughing.
You're not laughing. Yeah, I'm laughing at your reaction right now, Sarah.
Yeah,
how
that's
serious
what
your
it
reaction.
is.
Yeah,
I'm being extremely serious. How dare you do
yeah,
that?
you're right. I'll admit I got a bit defensive and I said, it's just a joke. And I asked him if he seriously thinks I should give a well-written essay every time someone says something. And he then replied, just don't say anything if you have nothing to say. It's not hard. I assumed it was just a problem with one guy at first, but everyone agreed with him. One person tried to be a bit more polite, and then suddenly someone dumped a bunch of screenshots. One of them was an image I posted from the window of a car. Someone asked where I was going, and in that screenshot, you can see me replying, Pyongyang, which I believe is North Korea's capital. Once again, I said it was just a joke, and he said, why was it so fucking difficult to just say where you were going, or if you're not going to do that, just don't bother talking. I'm really bad at saying sorry, and I didn't really want to do that while someone was laying into me like this. I said, I don't need to tell you everywhere I'm going. He replied, all right, don't. This was the last message in the chat. I feel terrible now. I think they might have made a group chat without me. I don't know if this was I wasn't Am I the Asshole? Yeah. So yeah, Am I the Asshole?
I think it could get annoying. Am I laughing? Internally, yes. I am. I will admit, I do think they were funny.
Okay.
And if I got them, I would be like, haha, hee hee, hoo hoo, ha ha hee hee. However, if it was like every time, and I honestly I will say, ruminating about it.
Yeah.
If someone was like, ooh, I'm making curry. and then you say it's someone that constantly sarcastically responds.
Yeah.
Is like.
By the way, not
Caking Murray.
Yeah, you're just switching the first letters around.
Like, you're being silly. I know you want to make people laugh, but if it, this is what I mean by if you are sarcastic all the time, you're going to pickle yourself.
Yeah.
Like, they view you, you're not a cucumber anymore. You're a pickle.
Listen, there's a healthy amount of sarcasm, but once you become the pickle, you're fucked.
And you also, it's a lot of comedies, you got to know your audience, man.
Yeah.
And if you're a pickle and you're talking to cucumbers, you got to cuke it up, man.
Yeah.
You can't be a pickle.
Yeah.
You can't have all that brine in you.
Yeah, you gotta hold back a little bit.
You gotta have the serious moments and you have to have the funny moments. And I think you did too many sarcastic quips, and now they think once again, this in school, I was always trying to make people laugh all the time.
Same. No, I agree. Yeah.
And at one point, a friend of mine that I really respected and really enjoyed, and I was like kind of shocked that we were friends because I thought they were very cool.
Yeah.
There was like the only other goth at school, really, that knew about goth shit. So I was like, oh, they sat me down and said, I think you don't respect me. And I was like, I think like you make fun of me all the time, I think. And I was like, dude, it was very easy to, if in that moment I said like, oh, my authority, like, oh, I have to respect this, oh, I have to respect her here. If I had made a joke, it would have ruined that friendship.
Yeah.
That was a serious moment. And if I had said, what I did say was, oh, I'm not trying to do that. I think you're like the coolest person I've ever met.
Yeah.
And I respect you a lot. It was literally 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. It was fine.
You eventually are going to learn at some point, it goes a little too far, and like you need to...
Were they very aggressive? Yes, about this, I do think. And I think maybe if you are... I will say, unless they have done this before, where they should be... If these are children, you should go to somebody that is annoying you, and you should be like, hey, listen, you do this a lot, and it does annoy me. Is it okay if you don't do this all the time? Or like, you should... open up for blah blah blah. Because I will say the one thing about this, even though it could be annoying, is like this person also could be neurodivergent.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
And I will say it is a little fucked up to be like immediately you're a bad person.
Okay, I get that.
I think that's kind of wild. I mean, like it isn't really like they're hurtful. They're just sending memes and being silly. But I get, like, the
frustration.
Because it's not a serious... Making curry is not a serious topic, inherently.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
So I don't know why they're quite upset, unless I feel like I'm missing information.
Yeah.
If they have spoken to you multiple times...
And been like, hey,
and now they're mad, and they're yelling at you, then I understand why.
Yeah.
But it's also, like, at this point... that's how you avoid a friendship breakup, I think, is like, oh, I'm sorry. You know? And you said that you feel... The other reason I bring up being neurodivergent is they said that they're not good at saying sorry. And it kind of feels like... Maybe I'm being too empathetic, but like...
No, yeah.
It kind of feels like they're like, I know that I'm bad at saying sorry, and I want to, but I can't. Which feels like a... Oh, shit. What do I do in the social situation?
No, yeah.
Which rings off the neurodivergent alarm bells for me. But it doesn't necessarily could be that you're quite immature and they're just frustrated at you being immature.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, then you just got to it's just growing up. Depends on your age. If you're 30, wow, dude. If you're fucking 18, then you
got a little bit of room. Yeah.
This is an 18-year-old bullshit that you're going to grow out of, and you'll find people that share your humor and you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you're not the same as the guy that is going to cheat on his wife for sure.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
Loves Ayn Rand.
But still,
maybe don't be so annoying.
Yeah, you're right. You know, you're the asshole is a little too broad of a term.
Right,
We
I don't
need you're
think
the
you're an asshole. I don't
and then
think-
also, holy fucking shit, you're an asshole.
Wow, you're an evil. You're an evil person.
And then there's not the asshole, and then shut the fuck up. You're not the asshole, obviously.
Yeah, like duh,
Yeah.
dude. What do you want? Do you want a hug or a cookie or something? No, this this guy. No, I don't think so. I don't even think you're annoying. I could see it becoming annoying, but
Yeah.
I would tell you, hey man, could you like? I just want to know how you're doing.
Yeah.
You know,
That's fair.
and I think that maybe would yield better results.
Yeah.
Than being like, why the fuck is wrong with you? That is fucked up to say to somebody.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solved it?
Solved it. But when you read that, what did you think? You're just like, this is funny. I'm gonna do it.
I think A, it was funny, and B, like, I remember being like this at a certain time.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. I remember being mean to people like that too.
Yeah.
Like, you're annoying. Go away.
Yeah.
And I feel bad about that now.
I feel bad about it too, yeah. But I think it is just like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's jokes and I'm like immediately drawn to it. I do think it's a little funny.
I do.
But I think, yeah, there's again diminishing returns. And then also, you're right about like, if you're too sour, if you become a pickle, you're not.
Yeah, it's a danger of pickling yourself. It's the fucking South Park where he becomes a sarcastic asshole.
Yeah, and it's just like.
And everything sounds like farts.
To him, yeah, it's all shit.
And it's all shit. And it's depression. And you're not engaging with shit.
I remember that episode, The Cure is alcohol, right? I believe
Was that The Cure?
Yeah, it's just, you start drinking a bunch of scotch.
Really?
I believe so.
That's so good. That impacted my life, dude.
That's so
I was like,
funny.
oh, I can't do that. Like, made me realize, like, oh, that's wrong. To think that everything is crap around you.
Yeah.
And that actually you should find joy in life.
Yeah. That's so funny.
It's
man.
just depression. Yeah.
Yeah. Solved it.
Yeah.
God.
You shouldn't be like that,
shouldn't.
actually, as a teenager. Okay, this is from Casual Conversation.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Casual.
With the tag Life Stories.
Okay.
My cousin gave himself gout to spite me.
Casual.
Casual.
Very casual.
Honestly, I would like. This is a great conversation. I want to know about this. If this happened to you.
At the fancy party having hors d'oeuvres. Yes, my cousin got
My
gout.
cousin got gout.
Chicken bacon, delicious. Toothpick.
See, that wouldn't happen.
Oh.
Because of what I'm about to say.
Oh, okay.
My cousin gave himself gout to spite me. Over the past few years, I've been cleaning up my diet and trying to live a healthier life. While I'm not a vegetarian, I've completely cut out pork and only have steak on my birthday and on vacation. Other than that, I eat white meat and a lot of vegetables.
Okay.
It's gotten to the point that many of my favorite meals are vegetarian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's really nice. About 2 years ago, my wife and I met up with a cousin that I used to be close with, but have drifted apart from over the past couple of years. We went to a restaurant and I ordered a vegetarian dish. You might think, so what?
What's the big deal?
And so did I. I literally just ordered it because it looked good. But apparently, to my cousin, this was basically an assault on his entire belief system.
What? What belief system?
I don't know. Gout? Believes in gout? He made several comments about it during dinner, and the whole mood just shifted. After that, he went out of his way to avoid vegetables just to spite me.
What?
Like, the dude would send me pictures of nothing but meat on a plate just to, I don't even know, get a rise out of me or something? He also brought it up to several other family members, saying that college has changed me.
Fucking liberal woke.
Liberal woke.
Vegetable eater.
Dang, Ivory Tower done wokeified my cousin.
Me when I go to UCF, guess I'm only eating vegetables now, boys.
Dude, if someone did this to me, I'd go full vegan.
Yeah, honestly, fuck it. Let's go.
Legit, let's go.
I love extremes. You love extremes. I love extremes.
I am going to push you. I'm gonna lose so much weight, dude, out of spite. That's how it goes, man.
Go, dude. Hell yeah.
Okay, the whole thing really didn't make sense to me, since again, I'm not a vegetarian. I just eat a lot of vegetables.
Yeah. What an asshole.
I only talked to him maybe once or twice after the incident because it was really weird. And both times he made sure to bring up how he doesn't eat any vegetables at all.
And I'm awesome. I'm cool and awesome, and everyone claps for me when I don't eat vegetables.
Well, we're now at about the 2-year anniversary.
Are you fucking serious?
Say
2
that.
years?
Well, we're now at about the 2-year anniversary of this incident, and I just heard through the grapevine that my cousin has gout. I'm sorry, it's not good to have gout. It's awful. It's awful.
It's awful, yeah.
Worst part is that he works in a warehouse, so he's completely unable to work while dealing with this.
I mean, that sucks, but also, I mean, fuck around and find out a little
come on,
bit.
he did it to himself, man.
This was a self-report, if nothing else, man.
I do feel genuinely bad for the man, but also this whole thing is a bit ridiculous. I haven't even talked to him in over a year at this point.
And he was still doing it.
Other than the occasional Snapchat he sends me of his all-meat dinners. Can you imagine? You hate, just one thing happens. You hate them so much.
You see, what, like an Impossible Burger or something? Like, and you're like,
why?
Fuck you. I'm going to kill as many cows, chicken, pork as possible.
No, you probably hate it that I eat meat. Oh, you
and you don't care. Because who fucking...
And then you... Now you can't work anymore. That's wild.
That's... Listen. Hey, listen. Listen. I think you can still hate him a little bit. I think
you could.
I think you can still be like, listen, don't kick him while he's down or anything. But like,
he could eat vegetables and he's deciding not to because he hates liberals.
He hates liberals so much.
That's wild. That's wild behavior. We should call it out as wild.
And also, again, almost 2 fucking years, and you didn't even talk to him for a year.
You're not texting him. He's sending you
unsolicited meat pics, and you're just sitting here.
Unsolicited meat pics is the name of the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got one this week.
We did it.
No.
Would that work? Unsolicited meat pics?
I think because it's not technically bad. I think I can get away with it.
It sounds like a double entendre.
I think it does. Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes my brain works and I don't even know that's working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm a poet and I didn't know it.
I just don't fucking do that. I don't know what else to say. Like, don't
do it, man. Don't. How about don't? You could have not done that and not had those consequences.
I killed a bear and I fucking ate that.
Now I got a worm in my brain.
I got a worm in my brain and gout.
Now I have a worm in my brain and I'm the Secretary of Health.
And we're not checking the milk. No.
We're not checking. I don't want to check that milk, baby.
That's so wild.
Bird flu? Never heard of it.
Yeah. Gout, that's some made up pussy shit.
That's some
motherfucker when you get scurvy for no, and you don't even have a goddamn eye patch and peg leg. You're not even or a parakeet, and you decide to get fucking scurvy.
Dude, if this fucking Krukenberg spindles thing in my eye makes my eye go out, I'm so getting an eye patch and a parakeet.
Dude, hell yeah.
I'm so becoming a bird lady. You're
hell yeah, man.
No one will fucking know. And a big hat. Dude, a big ass hat.
Big fucking hat, dude.
That's wild, yeah.
Solved it? You're not even a pirate, man.
You're not even a pirate. And you got gout. Gout out of here.
Gout out of here. Got him. Dude, fucking got his ass,
stupid.
Dude.
That's dumb.
All right.
Oh, man.
Am I the asshole for leaving my girlfriend at a restaurant because she ordered the same meal as me, parentheses, again?
All right, man.
So I, 32 male, have this weird thing about food. I get really excited about trying different dishes, and part of that joy is ordering something unique when I go out to eat. My girlfriend, 28 female, has this habit of ordering the exact same thing I do almost every time we go out. Not similar, the exact same thing.
Oh, it's real.
At first, I brushed it off. Whatever, maybe she just likes my taste in food. But after like the 7th or 8th time, it started to get under my skin. I'd say I think I'll try the chimichurri steak. Is that how you say it? Chimichurri?
Chimichurri? I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And she'd go, oh, yeah, me too, after I said it. Every time.
Okay, I'm going to tell you why she does this after you're done.
I think I have an idea why she does this, yeah.
I assume you do this as well.
Yeah, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've even lightly brought it up before, like, hey, you should try something different. Then we can share and try both. But she always says she just wants whatever I'm having. Last week, we went to a new spot I've been hyping up for weeks. I looked at the menu in advance. Yes, I'm that guy. And I was ready for the specific crispy duck bowl. I mentioned it while we were sitting down. And sure enough, she goes, oh, that sounds good. I'll get that too. I just froze. I didn't say anything. The server came. I ordered. She repeated it verbatim. I excused myself, walked outside, and just sat in my car for a few minutes.
So you never talked to her about it? You just had a blow up?
Or you said it once, like, hey, you should get something else, and then she was like, I just like getting what you get.
But that's not a
really
talk. Yeah.
The idea that, again, I wouldn't get to try two different things, and that I was about to have the exact same meal sitting across from me like a mirror, it just set me off. So I drove home.
Wow, man.
Didn't say anything. I texted her a few minutes later and said, I'm sorry, I needed some space. She was pissed, said I embarrassed her and made her look stupid sitting there alone. I get that, and I apologized the next day. But I told her I really needed her to understand how much that habit bothers me. She thinks it's not a big deal and that I completely overreacted. So, ... Yeah. Am I the asshole for walking out over a repeated meal choice?
Okay. Listen, I do think it's a boundary for this guy. I just think he didn't communicate it literally at all. Like, I think he said it offhandedly once, but that's not like a, hey, listen, this is a big deal for me.
Yeah.
Which I get it if you don't realize that it's a big deal for you in the moment and you think you can deal with it. But that obviously is not portrayed at all in this post, that he was like, I could deal with it.
Yeah.
He got his hopes up, and then he was crushed his hopes by his hopes were crushed by the reality that his girlfriend is doing a very predictable behavior over and over and over again. And then he got so upset that instead of being like, man, can you just order something else and then we could like share?
Yeah, because also he very specifically was like, yeah, I want to share my food, but I also want a different dish to share off of her plate.
Right. And so unless she has a problem with that, because she's also allowed to be like, no, I want my own.
Yeah.
That's, I think, also fine.
I grab the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, maybe we order 4 dishes.
Hey.
Or maybe you order 2 dishes and I order 1 of what you get. Whatever, it looks a little weird. Who cares?
Who cares? Yeah.
Yeah.
There is ways around this. Yeah.
There's hella ways around this. You know? Then it's like, okay, then our going out meal is more expensive than normal.
Yeah.
Well, then we just budget for that, you know?
Yeah.
Because this is obviously, you're a foodie and this is your hobby.
Yeah.
So you spend whatever money into your hobby, like you normally would if you were like a Call of Duty fan and you had to buy all the skins or something.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. It's the same thing. Okay. Instead of doing that, you got up and drove away. That's like, you are accountable for your actions even when you are triggered and upset.
Yeah.
And I get that this upset you so much, but you can't just do that to people, man. That's fucked up.
That's really fucked up.
Yeah. She's allowed to be upset that you abandoned her at a restaurant, man.
Pretty fucked up.
Holy crap. Yeah. And also, you know that the reason she's doing this is because she doesn't care about what she's getting. Like, for me, when I'm at a restaurant, I hate thinking about food and what I'm going to eat and what's coming up next.
I get it a lot.
And it's progressed to every single meal. When you make me breakfast, I'm like, hell yeah. Recently, I've started making my breakfast because we were eating cereal a lot and it wasn't
filling me up.
And I would be out by lunch and it was really not good.
Yeah.
So I started making my own breakfast, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. But I'm gone back to, please, Josh, could you please just make me egg? Make me egg, please, Josh. I need egg. I need egg, please. But I've also taken the initiative to boil eggs, and then been like, I'm just gonna eat a boiled fucking egg.
Yeah.
But that's not a fucking meal. I'm not putting it on a plate and like making it good and getting excited for a boiled egg. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pop a damn boiled egg in my mouth. And I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna play Blueprints for 7 hours.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want to do. I don't want to worry about, oh no, it's food time again.
Ah, shit.
Dude, I wish I was like a pig eating out of a trough of just whatever is the most nutritional value for me. I wish I could just eat Soylent. Just a cube of calories and nutrients.
That fills me up.
I don't care. It tastes fine. It tastes acceptable. I don't give a shit. Oh, what do you want for dinner today? Whatever is easy. Whatever is easiest. I don't want to make it. I don't want anything specific, and very rarely I'll have like Taco Bell. But even then, Taco Bell is not because I want Taco Bell. It's because it's easy.
Yeah, comparatively.
They make it quick, and they make it good. It's the best fast food restaurant around the corner from us.
Yeah, closest to us too. Yeah.
And it's the cheapest one.
Yeah.
So that's why she's doing that, is you order first, and then she goes, yeah, that one.
I'll take 2, yeah.
Because she doesn't want to look at the menu and think about it that hard. And that's literally it.
Because also, if you're the foodie, I feel like I would trust you on what you think would taste good.
And you're probably ordering really good shit.
I think the amount of times I've also seen, like, in media, now that I'm thinking about it, like, the idea of, like, going to a restaurant and then someone just being like, make that too. Like, it's a very common thing.
Well, yeah, I don't think he's saying it's uncommon. Well, actually, no, I get what you mean. He is implying it's a quirk, which is like, no, it's not. It is really it's really common. But I do think it is just quickness.
Yeah.
It's, whatever, it's that. I think there's a lot of social anxiety around ordering too.
Oh, yeah, true.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get shit I don't even like. Because it's quicker than wasting the waiter's time.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean?
I feel that, yeah.
I just don't give a shit too much. It's not going to devastate me if it comes out and it's bad.
Yeah.
If it's a whole other dish, like they gave me somebody else's dish, I would probably just eat it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
I wouldn't even complain.
Yeah.
Because that's more awkward
than the alternative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would probably make me a bad person. Because then I'm eating somebody else's food and they're eating mine.
They complain, and that's like, hey,
the waiter looks at me like, "What the hell?
You already eat? What the fuck?
That happened to me.
You know this isn't yours."
Dude, that happened to me at Uber Eats once.
Really?
Yeah, the first time it ever happened, I was given somebody's complete wrong order.
Really?
Because we had very similar names, and like O is the last initial, so it was like S and then O, like both of it was that. It was like Steve O and then Sarah O.
I think that happened it happened one time while we were living together here.
Like, this was on my own this time.
But there was another time.
I mean, it's happened so many times. Yeah. We order out too fucking much. But so that happened to me, and I got the food and I complained to Uber, and I tried to call the guy like 3 times and he hung up on me and he just wasn't answering.
Shit.
So I was like, okay. So I called Uber and Uber was like, all right, we'll give you a refund or whatever. And I was like, okay. And I waited an hour because I didn't know
if he was gonna come back. They don't come back. Yeah, we're not told to. He did.
So then I ate the food. After an hour, the food was cold. I ate the food. That night, someone was banging on the door for like 30 to 40 minutes. And I had to report the guy because he came back to my house and I was alone.
Yeah, so Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, and he was banging on my door, like, open up. I think because he had probably gotten, like, something happened to him from Uber.
Probably, yeah.
But I hadn't complained about him. I had complained that I'd gotten the wrong order.
Yeah, I will say they will bring it down on him, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, which I mean makes sense. He fucked up, but
he was really pissed at me, I think, because he thought I was like, fire this guy, when I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I was just like, hey, I didn't get my order. Can I have my money back? Because I didn't get what I paid for. Yeah.
Christ, man.
And he wouldn't go away. It was really terrifying.
Fuck, man, I'm sorry.
But it's good to know that they're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Because they did, I will say, when I called them, I was like, hey, so That's scary. I think I'm gonna get murdered for eating a fucking
just
bao
some food.
bun.
Yeah, so
from a boba place.
Jesus.
What's going on? And they were like, okay, we'll never send that guy to your house ever again. I was like, okay.
Thank
and then
you.
I got the same guy like 3 months later.
Well.
Yeah. Thanks, Uber. You're really cool and awesome.
I don't know. You should just talk to your partner about
I think
this.
you should just talk to your partner about this. It could also be an immaturity thing, but it's still an asshole thing to do.
To just drive away. Yeah, that's crazy.
You shouldn't.
That's not okay.
You should never leave people, places, guys.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah. Solved it. Yeah.
Can I do a D&D one?
Yeah, you can.
A D&D circle jerk one?
Hell yeah.
Okay. For those of you who have girlfriends who are quote-unquote not into D&D, how do your girlfriends feel about it? My boyfriend leaves every other day to play D&D for a minimum of 5 hours, and it's strange at best, stupid at worst.
All right, whoa.
Tired of it.
Damn.
I've seen him play D&D, parentheses, came along many times before, and it's always excruciatingly boring as well as weird. I don't understand how a bunch of grown men are so into this fantasy world they've made up.
Gay?
Sometimes I even wonder if they're gay.
What?
Okay. They
All
like
right.
to role play and talk in accents directly to each other in character, etc. It's weird. He definitely prioritizes playing D&D over pretty much every other activity. Seems like the only thing keeping him from playing it 24/7 is that he and his friends have jobs/college still. For those of you with girlfriends who are not at all into D&D, how do your girlfriends feel about it? Any advice for me? Also, out of curiosity, how many of you are gay?
It's not funny. So
This was I cannot emphasize this is the top post on my For You page. This is the first one. This is the question that will make me seem like a troll, but I'm not.
Yeah, totally not. Yeah.
I'm just tired of this 5 years of a D&D obsessed boyfriend.
I just need to know if he's gay or not.
Leaving to his friend's house often for 8+ hours to talk in accents to his friends under the
fucking person from last week.
I know, right? Under the guise of his quote-unquote character and acting as if it's a magical place that he needs to prioritize above everything else. And top comment, I am not only gay, I am ultra gay. Every time anybody has ever said no homo, all of the homo went to me.
Like a superpower, yeah.
That being said, most D&D players are not officially. Nearly all of them have sucked dick for dice. Quite frankly, your boyfriend is involved in a terrible lifestyle. It will drain all of his money. Forget about time. He'll have nothing. Just a penniless pauper living in a cardboard box, running 4th edition games for candy and quarters. Or he'll conquer the world, depending. He will also not be able to get promoted.
The fuck?
I don't know.
All right, okay.
That was crazy.
Okay, all right, maybe.
All right, okay, bump the brakes.
Jesus. That's
that I did not pre-read that one.
that comment. Yeah. All right. Okay. Jesus. I'll just censor that last part.
How many of you are gay?
Also, how many of you? Just polling real quick. I'm really much a YouGov kind of person. Just.
I will say, pretty much everyone I know, like that has played D&D, the percentages, 70% of them were gay. Now I am gay.
Yeah.
So it could be a bias.
Probably. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
But so
I don't know.
Idea
sucking dick for dice is awesome.
Dick for dice is my new
I
charity.
Wish. Dude, are you kidding me? Somebody gave me dice for sucking their dick? I'd be like, man, I did this for free? What is right? I'm a chump, dude.
Dude, going to the sperm clinic and instead of getting paid in those cash cards, you get
they
dice.
Give you free dice. I would do that so much. Like, yeah, I'd be like, oh man, they give me a resin one. Fuck.
Fuck. The last time was a metal one.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Guess the sperm wasn't as good today. That's so. I do. Yeah, it is the. Also, just
That's
out of
good
curiosity, how many of you guys are gay? Just getting a feel for the room. That's so
not
wild.
real. It's not real.
It's
It
not
can't be
real.
real.
I know. Yeah, solved it.
I like that the hours keep going up. Because it's also like, yeah, what else? I mean, you know, I think it's funny that it's like, oh, the only thing not letting them do D&D 24/7 is their jobs in college.
But they're going to become penniless.
Meanwhile, I have so much free time. Yes, it is 24/7.
Yeah.
For me, not going to lie. It's the perfect, consistently, I'm like, this is the perfect job
Yeah.
for my D&D addiction.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you've conned everybody into thinking you're a comedian. In reality, you're just a fucking D&D player.
I'm just a fucking gamer, dude.
All right, final story.
Yeah.
You like pranks, Sarah?
Sometimes. I've outed
There's a
myself as a
theme.
bit of a prankster on this show today.
All right, okay. So you're going to approve of what this guy does. Cool.
No, that's not true.
That's what you said.
That's not what I said. You
Okay.
said that.
All right, sorry.
And then
I'm
you
making-
attributed it to me.
All right, sorry. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Okay.
Jeez.
Am I the asshole for prank calling my sister about a college decision and making her cry?
Okay, if it's a serious thing, it's fucked up. It's not a prank.
I mean, according
College
to
decision is a big deal.
just a prank call. I don't know. Like, I don't know why. They're just
This
funny.
is fucked up. If it is what I think it is, it's fucked up.
My male 20 sister, female 18, recently got off the waitlist and got into her dream college, and she has been really happy since. My brother, male 21, proposed that we prank call her and make it seem like the application decision was a mistake, and in reality, she was rejected off the waitlist.
No,
Such a
that's-
good prank.
That's really fucked up.
Such a real
man.
dude. Pranks are fucking
I mean,
YouTube it.
Like, I know. Okay, and we'll talk about it later.
No, yeah. We got a mutual friend, so the voice wouldn't be recognizable to her, to call her. And in the call, he said that the decision was a mistake, and in reality, she was rejected, and that the online college decision portal was glitching.
Yeah, let's just get all of her friends and loved ones in on this.
Let's
Let's get them all in this to
If
betray
this-
her.
Yeah.
That'll be really good for her
You know
self-esteem.
what makes a really good prank is involving needing to do film-style, like, call sheets.
Like the rehearsal.
Yeah, like the rehearsal. In order to make sure
Yeah.
that this plane gets us safe. I don't
They
know.
have to be important to her as well.
Yeah, they
That's
have to be
the other
important.
thing.
Yeah.
And also, you know when the perfect time for a prank is? That vulnerable moment in your life when
At
you're about to go into college.
And you're in it. Yeah, you're finally going to become an adult.
Yeah, where you don't know who
free.
you are and you don't know your identity yet, and you're gonna be exploring.
You should
go into it with a level of self-assuredness, and if you don't, you could get into trouble. That's the perfect time to just cut somebody down
just
to the
a little
quick.
bit. Listen, hey.
Yeah.
Listen.
All right.
After a bit, we heard my sister start to cry on the phone, and I started feeling awful and was about to tell her it was a prank. But my brother shushed me.
Because he's a bad person.
The all-powerful shush, you know.
Yeah.
After a bit longer, after our mutual friend started to joke that she should start looking into community college or working at a fast food stop as my sister was sobbing, it was really sad, and I have never heard her cry like that before. I finally spoke up, against my brother and friend's wishes, since I thought this was way too cruel that it was a joke.
I mean, at least you spoke up. That is something
good.
that's
That is good.
Yeah.
Long story short, since then, my sister has not spoken to our brother or me, and our parents are beyond pissed at us. Am I the asshole?
You seem to be the only one that has a conscience. So, I mean, it's one of those rare moments where you asking is actually kind of good, and maybe you can learn from this moment.
You may be able to learn. Your brother and friends?
I don't know.
Not so much.
I don't know about that. You should
I will say it
apologize
wasn't-
to your sister.
Yeah, you should apologize. And I will say it was the older brother that is the mastermind Nathan Fielder of this all. But like,
Yeah.
you did go along with it. Yeah, there should still be consequences.
No, you're still an asshole.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
I do think there are other people in the story that are more of an asshole than you.
Yeah, like
because
holy
you
shit,
have-
you're an asshole.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's go back to the
the new list.
Yeah, the
that
list.
we've made.
Copyright
Copyright APWSTR if any of you guys use it.
the asshole list.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah. No, I think there's redemption there once again. I think really there's redemption for all people.
Yeah, if you're asking it in this regard, yeah.
Yeah, except for Ayn Rand guy. He's
Yeah, he's
not
gone.
savable.
Yeah, that's
But no, this is you. I think you could apologize and maybe save your relationship with your sister.
Maybe.
For
Yeah.
sure. Maybe. If she does, but I think you shouldn't be upset at her for being upset at you.
Yeah, that's not okay.
That's a surefire way of, oh, I fucked up, but the person that's mad at me, their reaction to me fucking up is worse
then
or is not to my taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to life, bro.
Yeah.
Fire hot. Yeah, dude, you shouldn't have touched
Sometimes, yeah, you got to learn the consequence of your action.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
it. Yes.
Unless you believe in Ayn Rand and there's no consequences for anything you do, but whatever.
You can't think that you, the only person that exists touching fire, should not hurt. Because then you're kind of disrespecting every other person who's been burned by fire.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, it's the stove's fault, you know?
No.
For being hot. Fucking asshole.
No, it's what it's supposed to do. Yeah. It's a learning experience. It's not a moral failing to touch the stove. You're learning not to be an asshole to your sister.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't do that and apologize and never do that ever again to anybody else.
Yeah.
Is all I'm saying.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's a simple one, you know?
It's pretty simple, yeah.
Yeah. I had a lot of prank ones, solved it, but
No,
yeah.
you did, man.
Yeah.
A lot of prank.
I wonder if it's because I
ones.
did it last week and everyone was like, write the fake prank ones. Josh loves them.
Josh loves fake prank ones.
Yeah, do it, please.
Do it, please. My name is ChatGPT.
I will say, I always double check. Apparently, there were no ChatGPT ones on mine, so.
I never do it, man. Mine are probably all ChatGPT.
Damn.
But sometimes I think they're funny, man.
I know, I get it. Yeah,
I'd never write them. I would never do that.
But
we did it once. I kind of regret doing that.
I do regret doing it too. Yeah. But that's our show, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking, we did it, man. With how many minutes on the recording? 30, I think, to spare.
Thank fucking God. You can cut out literally everything in this podcast, by the way.
I got it. Don't worry.
Yeah, if you want. You can do literally anything. You have free reign to cut out anything that you're like, that's bad.
That's bad, yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
Just bleep all of my parts. The entire time. I think that would be great.
It's gonna be a fun one because I can just clip this as like the teaser, like coming up, like how all the other how everyone's supposed to do it or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't think there were things that were necessarily that bad. I don't think so either, but I we'll see what happens.
Also, how many of you are gay?
How many of you are gay, dude?
Oh my God.
Oh, solved it, man.
God. Solved it.
All right, okay. So what do you want to plug after being censored this entire podcast?
Yeah, you can follow me on Tumblr at That's So Here, and please do not send me Am I the Asshole posts to my Ask box. People have done that, and don't do it. It says no Am I the Asshole in there. Please don't do it.
Please read it.
Please don't do it. Or else I will close down my asks and no one can ask me stuff anymore.
Yeah, fair.
Which would suck for people that want to send me stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can follow me on there. That's O'Hearon, THATSOHEERON. I'm also on Blue Sky and Twitter, but I really try not to go on Twitter as much anymore.
Yeah.
It's an addiction and I'm weaning off of it.
Fair.
TikTok, same thing. Instagram, same thing. Yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Joshua Chinland on most things. A guy nicknamed JC on Twitch. Use that prime fucking sub, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking APWSTR on TikTok. A podcast will save this on Instagram. A podcast will save this relationship on all podcasting platforms, and APWSTR Productions on YouTube. Link is down in the description. That includes all of our mutual aid links, all of our ways to support.
Mm-hmm.
You already know them. Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, merch, PCR. That goes to PCRF.
Yep.
Throne. I'm gonna update it.
It's gonna be in there.
It'll be updated. Yeah.
Cameos
as well.
Yeah.
And our email is finally down there as well. contact@apwstr.com.
Email is stuff.
Yeah.
Email is nice stuff, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send unmarked bills through email. Unmarked Amazon gift cards.
Unmarked bills through email?
Yeah, do it.
I don't know why that tickles
we're a
me
cash
so. business now. All cash only, no taxes.
Yeah, no taxes.
Yeah, that's good to put on the fucking tape.
Beeps. But yeah, everything's down in the description. I think that's everything, pretty much.
I'm tired and I'm gonna go make it a pizza.
Yeah, so yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, I'm really fucking hungry.
Dude, me too, man.
Dude, genuinely.
I hope this was a good show.
I think it was a good show. I will say, I'm now looking back on all my Reddit stories like, fuck, they are all the same. Oh, no.
It's awesome, though. I love it. They're all the same except for the zoning one.
Yeah.
which is really funny.
Gotta throw a curveball right at the
zoning
beginning.
yelling at old people one, which is great.
Listen. They should be allowed to do it because they're old. That's what I learned. That's what I learned today.
I love
if
you
you're
so
old,
much. You're so weird. It's great. It's good. There's no one else like a Joshua out there. And he's mine. You can't have him. He's mine.
Damn, dude. Damn.
Yeah.
Ayn Rand book open.
And Rand, I love his selfish, which means I gotta fuck everybody else, baby.